Discovery, go at throttle up.
All right. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? I am having a particularly terrible week, but we have some pretty good information and pretty good pictures of some pretty awesome space stuff. And I know that a lot of you guys are probably here for that, so I won't spare you any details, and we'll just get right into it. Or I won't spare you. I won't waste your time any more than I already have today. Here, take a look. Take a look. Look at that. Oh yeah.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Oh, look at that. New Glenn is on the pad. Pending checkouts for a hot fire test. Isn't that awesome? Oh, no Starlink? Wait, what? What? Starlink?
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
Yeah, thanks for all the kind words, guys. All right. With Starship HLS information, I get it. We've got some pretty nice pictures of New Glenn as well, but thank you for all the kind wishes. Everything's fine. It's just a lot of I think a good way to put it would be to say that I've been having a lot of streamer luck
Discovery,
over the past 3 months in real life. Let's just we'll just leave it at that.
Discovery,
Nobody's dead, so that's good. You know, I got that going for me, which is nice. 62, hey, 65-month resub. Mason with a 90-monther. Smithers.
Discovery, go at throttle.
10-monther. Great to see you. What did you break? I didn't break nothing. So, yeah. Just, your boy's getting streamer luck in real life, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. I'm not sure how to feel about it. It's almost 90. What's up, Renak? How you doing? Yep.
Discovery, go and
Titan
throttle up.
okay. He's getting there. He had a shot, his first shot to get rid of all the heartworms, and he
Discovery,
is,
go and throttle up.
he's definitely feeling it. I, basically didn't sleep. I didn't sleep last night. He was whining all night. The vet described him as very vocal and very dramatic. A little overly dramatic. He is a healer. Healers like to talk. So, are we hearing the lovely weather breaking on the garage? No, that's Starbase Live. So, Titan was making noises I thought a dog would not be able to make. It honestly sounded more like a bird. I'm not kidding. So, yeah, he'll be all right. He's still out of it, and he's on a lot of painkillers. So he's just kind of like, yeah. Last night, he didn't stop whining until this morning, guys. But he's okay now. He's doing better, but he's just kind of out of it. He's just like. He's like, I can hear my hair growing. You know, like, please give him lots of love. Don't worry. Yeah. Yeah, he slept on Bree last night. He's just sitting there like, what is this? We tried to take anything to help you sleep. What? No. No, I wanted to be there for my dog, dude. I talk too when they stick me with needles. I know what you... Yeah, DH, I know what you mean. Did you burn down the house? No. He'll be alright, guys. He's coming around. He's just in a lot of pain. Do we think we're to see a new Glen Static Fire tonight? Tonight, dude? Probably not. Hey, Tistry, what's going on? No, Goldtech, no. Let's start a Titan fun. No. Titan's just fine. Bueller, you just signed a job offer from Tesla. Oh, look at you. All right. Heck yeah, man. Serious, you think there's a good chance today? The flare stacks are active? Oh. Forgive me, I've been out of the loop. I have had a fun 48 hours. If the flare stacks are going, yeah. Probably. Well then, yeah. Let's say she frosty. Alright. Okay. Alright. Oh. Yeah, you know what, Phil? I'm going to put that screenshot in. Yeah, we're going to add that because... Oh. Hey, baby. Crap. Some dead pixels on my monitor. Oh, well. As long as you guys don't see it, we're good. Or do you? Do you see these right here? Huh. How do you... Oh, the green screen. Oh my God. I was like, how is that? Dude, that is very that is very emblematic as to how my day is going and how this week has been going. I'm telling you, man, streamer luck in real life, dude. Oh my goodness. That's how my day is going. Anyway, X-59 did its inaugural flight out of Palmdale Look at that thing. It's odd because it was almost a perfect line of pixels. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, no, there's dead pixels. Wait a minute. You guys can see the dead pixels. That makes no sense. Oh, dude, look at that thing, man. So this thing is a type of supersonic transport that Lockheed is working on with NASA to work on quiet supersonic technology. It's called the the Quest, actually. Quiet Supersonic Transporter. Where was the kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom. It's got landing gear in the back, so it's a bullpup plane. No. Would this design work as a stealth military jet? I don't think so. Supersonic prograde propulsion. Quiet supersonic prograde propulsion. The nose is about as long as the rest of the plane. This, basically what this duckbill nose is designed to do is deflect the sonic boom upwards. Yep. SSPP. Let's not, you know what? You know what? Let's not call it that, okay? Okay. Deal. It looks very experimental. It is. What this plane is designed to do is fly around to different airports and break the sound barrier over different airports as an experiment to monitor like if it can actually produce quiet supersonic supersonic booms. The result here is that, you know, you could theoretically prove that supersonic transporters could be back on the table. Also, camera. There's no droop snoot. It's a droop camera. The pilot has a camera that's you know, looking that way. Also, Skunk Works. It is snoot by wire. That is what it is. Why is you nickname different? Is it practical? It's an experimental plane, so I would say no. What was the first plane to break the sound barrier? Bell X-1. Is that Skunk Works? It is a Lockheed Martin plane. It was assembled at the Skunk Works, guys. That was assembled at the same airplane factory that made SR-71s, F-117s, amongst other things. It looks too much like the crappy Tu-22. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the Tu-22 was a good airplane. It was a piece of junk, but it was a looker. That is a pretty looking aircraft, all right? Even sitting as a piece of junk out in the field, it looks pretty damn cool. Come on. That looks like some Jetson stuff. I mean, I know it's a commie plane, I get it. But discount SR-71. I mean, Vasya, the cabin cooling system was using alcohol as a coolant, and the pilots may or may not have just taken that and, you know, drank it. I get you had a rough week, man, but not. That's a cool looking airplane. Come on. It looks cool. It's cool looking. What's wrong with it? It looks pretty awesome. Yeah, they just drank it. They just drank it. Yeah. So the thing didn't really cool itself correctly. Nazdorovye. Yeah, da. Yeah. Uh-huh. No pictures of it flying? No, like, don't get me wrong. It's a complete piece of junk. But it is a nice looking airplane. I will say. I mean, dude, look at it here. Look at it. See? Even Phantoms. even the you know, the F4 is like, huh, all right. I'll admit the back is a little bit funky, but from like here forward, oof.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
What is an awesome design? Oh, that's a pretty awesome design. They also used it as money. Alcohol was a major black market currency at the time. Yeah. Look at the yen and then look at a B1. Yeah. Oh, the bone. Very nice. Yeah, the leaky plane. That's right. That F4 pilot's like, I could shoot this down and no one would care. I mean, that may or may not have happened. And it wasn't with an F4, though. It was with an F-14. You're a nice design. Okay. Here's a looker. Oh, that's Columbia. Space shuttles are the best, man. Come on. The SR-71 goes fast, but it doesn't go space shuttle fast. Sorry. Nothing goes space shuttle fast. Yet. Well, technically Dragon. Dragon goes space shuttle fast, but that's not an airplane. That is a fuselage with a heat shield on the bottom. That's not nearly as cool. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Starship, one day. One day. Yep. Oh, speaking of that, there's a lot of Starship updates here. But yeah, the X-59 did take its first flight. That thing is super cool. It's kit bashed. It's kit bashed. You tell me where the landing gear's from. I know where the landing gear's from. Do you know where the landing gear is from? Because that's not a one-off design. It's an F-16. Damn it. All right, you guys knew. It's F-16 landing gear. Yeah. I love it, dude. I love kit bashed stuff. Especially with real airplanes. That's really freaking cool. She was a bit wobbly on rotation. Did you see it, dude? It definitely had a let's call it sinusoidal pitching moment on rotation. It looks like an XF-17 to you. You're an XF-17. Boom. Why so pointy? So True Blade, what that thing is designed to do is it's designed to pierce the sound barrier in a way that dampens out the boom. It does that via two things. The shape actually kind of diffuses the boom, I guess, is the right way to say that. That's probably not the right way to say that. And it deflects what boom it does make. It deflects it upwards and not downwards, which is actually really cool. Blame the canards. They're not canards, chat. They're winglets. So yeah, it definitely like rotated and then rotated again. We'll call that not dialed in pitching moment controls. Somebody needs to do some work on their PIDs. We'll just call it that and call it a day. So that plane's designed to basically dampen out supersonic booms, potentially leading in the future to a airplane that can go faster than the speed of sound that doesn't make a sonic boom, which is actually really cool. Now, there's no nose strike danger here. The center of mass of the plane is like over here somewhere. Yeah. I would actually be very cognizant of this thing wanting to fly backwards. Just saying. How's Boom Supersonic going to deal with the sonic boom? What Boom is trying to do is make a plane that an airliner that is kind of like the size of a 737 and make it go faster than the speed of sound. But that airliner, Boom is trying to make a low-cost supersonic transport. NASA is making a quiet supersonic transport. Differences. Think of it if the Concorde, right? If the Concorde is like 738, okay? Like top of the line, twin engine, medium, like narrow body plane, all right? Boom is trying to make the Embraer 190 or a CRJ 800 of supersonic transporters. They're trying to make a smaller one, slightly smaller than Concorde, not nearly as big, but make it with not off-the-shelf components, but try to make it lower cost. The Concorde was prohibitively expensive to fly, and it was only relegated to transatlantic crossings because we outlawed sonic booms. I'm not trying to say that was on purpose, but that was probably on purpose. Sorry about that. Not. How's Boom controlling the supersonic boom? They're not. It just makes a sonic boom like anything else. Boom is targeting the ETOPS market. So transatlantic crossing with a low-cost supersonic transporter. That's what they're trying to do. Do we get KSP after the news? Unlikely, man. Concorde didn't hold enough people either. Concorde only held about 200 people, but it was the size of, it's a big plane. I've been in one. It's huge. But the fuselage is smaller than an aero body. We're talking an airplane that has like a fuselage diameter of like a CRJ 700, maybe, or like a Citation CJ4, maybe, and it's as big as a 747. It's a really weird plane, dude. But probably in Tessa, yes, I am here. Probably Concorde takes the mantle. That is my favorite passenger liner by a long shot. 747 is right behind it. Yeah, those are my two bugaboos right there. Boom is also trying a method of only flying supersonic at high altitude. Yes, there is a thing that is well documented that Boom actually proved with the XB1 test demonstrator. If you're at a high enough altitude and you fly and you basically stay in the transonic regime, so transonic is 0.8 Mach to like 1.2 Mach. It's anywhere in there. The reason why it's a wide nominal gap is because Mach number is very dependent on airspeed. Like how fast is the air moving over your plane? All right. Now keep in mind when you approach the speed of sound with an aircraft. I mean, if you just think about a wing, the air on the top of the wing is moving way faster than the air on the bottom of the wing. So there is a period in, travel. There's a period of, there's a transonic period here where half the plane is breaking the speed of sound and half of it isn't. Like I said, it usually goes from 0.8 to 1.2 Mach. What Boom figured out is that if they make a design where basically all the airspeed is going faster than the speed of sound around Mach 1, give or take, they kind of just sit there. Mach 1 to 1.1, they just kind of sit there. The sonic boom that does get made doesn't reach the ground. It doesn't reach the ground. It actually, I'm not going to say reverberates off the ground because that implies that it went to the ground, but it actually, a sonic boom is kind of, it leaves a wake, and the wake can actually come back in on itself. It actually will never reach the ground, interestingly enough. It diffuses out before it reaches the ground, and, like, it goes back up. It's really weird stuff, dude. But aerodynamics is weird. Yeah, but, man, we should have flown the XB70. That's the difference. Thoughts on the A380 versus 747? 747 all the way. Not hating on the A380. The 747 is one of the reasons why I like airplanes.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I remember my grandfather, who was an aviation mechanic in World War II. Does that track? That tracks. Of course he was. Why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he have been? Makes perfect sense to me. He worked on B-24s and C-47s, for what it's worth. He showed me a picture. He showed me a 747. I remember I was like 3 or 4. show me 747. And I was like, wait. Little me was like, wait, Grandpa, that plane has two? It's a double-decker, like the bus? I love buses. Double-decker buses are cool. Double-decker airplanes are even cooler. He's like, that's damn right, son. I'm like, okay, thanks, Grandpa. That is how that happened. Yep. I was like, wait, I like double-decker buses. Buses are cool. And double-decker trains are even cooler. You're telling me there is a double-decker airplane? That's my favorite plane of all time. Yep. How you brothers? Everything all right? I didn't expect to stream today. I'm having a rough week. I don't want to talk about it. Don't worry about it. One of the things you guys do know about is Titan was in the hospital this week. He was in the hospital. He got a shot for his heartworms, and he is not. Dude, you guys remember when you were young, like you got a hepatitis shot or something, and they have the needle that like goes all the way to the bone? That's the type of needle that's needed for freaking heartworms, man. Yeah. You sounded like Jack there for a minute. Yeah. So I've been he's in a lot of pain, but he's gotten better. He got better today. But yeah, guys, yesterday was like Monday was all right. Tuesday and yesterday were not good. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It's not anything that concerns any of you. I guess the best way to put it, Baron, would be like, I'm usually really patient. I'm patient on stream. I know that stuff takes time, and I'm very patient explaining this stuff to viewers, right? You know, I'll take all the time that I need to explain something to somebody. As long as I understand that I can understand that they get it, I'm good to go. But, you know, I'm usually very patient. My job's on the internet. You have to be patient. Tuesday, I was putting on a brave face, and I almost killed Bill and Bob in Kerbal. And then yesterday, my patience ran out. That's the best way I can describe it. It was just extremely irritable, and just more good news. You know, don't worry about it. It's fine. You guys, I don't need this to be like my confessional video log or anything, you know? Just, yeah. Yeah, no, I appreciate all the kind words, dudes. Thank you. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm usually good at rolling with the punches, and in fact, that's what I tell people to do. Just roll with the punches. I know it sucks. But that being said, dude, sometimes you just get a bunch of good news all at once, and you're just like, I need to be alone. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to do nothing. I just need to be alone for a little while. You just leave me alone for a little while. I'll be good. And that's basically what I did yesterday. I did nothing. I was just out here in the shop. So, yep. No, Blackness, that's not... I wish money could fix this problem. Let me put it that way, but no, it is what it is. But yeah, I appreciate all those kind words, guys. But yeah, I mean, I also, on the flip side of it, I don't want you guys to be like my confessional, like, oh my God, this happened today. I got pulled over when I did I didn't get pulled over. Like, it's just an example. You guys come here for space and for entertainment, and that's not, I don't think that's what you guys want to see, so I'm not going to do it. Did I see the Starship HLS news? You asked me in YouTube chat, and now you're over here on Twitch asking me 2 times. Of course I've seen the HLS news, dude. Did you at least hide the body properly? I don't know what you're talking about. I do not recall these events at this time. So, yeah, you guys don't need to hear about that. Like, don't worry about it. Still got the shovels. You're going to go get that book over there, Red Leather Spine. Figure it's been there for about 15 years or so. Figure hasn't moved since. Yeah, Jake, so much good news. I just needed to be by myself. It's very rare that I lose my patience completely, and I'm just like, I hate everything. I'm leaving now. Bye. Like that's very rare that happens with your boy. But yesterday I was just like, I don't feel like doing nothing. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to say anything. I just want to be in my garage. And that's it. Did work on the car, though. For what it's worth. I did trunk fitment again and drilled the holes for the rear cross member to weld that in. Everything fits. She's good, man. That thing is dead straight. It's dead straight. Like, straighter than the factory. I'm a bit worried about it, but I don't want to be parasocial. Midge, it's not that big. It's not that big of a deal for you guys. Don't worry about it. It's just more bull crap. Just more bull crap. It's like the whole accountant thing, but it's another thing that you guys don't want to know about. Nor do I want to tell you, so. How did you do in the head popping later? Tessa, I didn't tell anybody that I was playing Battlefield, so how do you know that? Life be lifing. That's right, baby. So that all fits. Next week, honestly, next week we should be good to start getting everything situated for welding. We got the fitment. I'll show you guys next week. I got the fitment perfect. It's perfect. It's everything is dead straight. Everything is dead level. That trunk pin is more square than it was from the factory. It is perfect, and I mean perfect. Which is nice. Grandpa Gamer made a 1,020 meter shot in BF6. Nice. Steam leaked that you were on. It's weird. Yeah, so Seb, what are you saying? Some, like Ellie, were surprised by the SpaceX info, but Duffy had given them in Blue Origin a deadline of October 29th. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do, that's a good point. I want to get through every other bit of space news. There's some other things. There's stuff from Stoke, stuff from Blue, stuff from Vast, and then I think it's going to be all SpaceX for the rest of the time. So check this out, guys. Blue has New Glenn Flight 2. It's on the pad. She's ready to go. Not for launch. It has a mock-up fairing on it. That's not a real fairing. That's what they use for mock-up and integration testing. They rolled it out. I think this was yesterday night, or 2 days ago. It was 2 days ago. I'm sorry, I don't know what day it is. So they rolled this thing out, and we might be able to see a hot fire for this soon. So, dude, oh my God. That. Look at the dude just over there. Dude, that thing is freaking gigantic. I love it. That's awesome. They're in prop loading right now, Kate. Let's go. Not only that, but, so that's from Jeff Bezos. Oh! Dude, that is a freaking monster of a vehicle. I love it. Dude, the scale is great. It is not a small piece of equipment, dudes. Beef Jesus. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah. And on top of that, we got footage from Dave Limp. Oh. Oh, is there a payload? This New Glenn launch is launching the Escapade mission to Mars. Very soon. Noogles. That's pretty good, man. Yeah, I get it. Some people not a big fan of Blue, but that's That's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. Very nice, eh? Is there even a transfer window open? When the satellite is small enough, Orange, and your rocket is big enough, and believe me, this rocket is plenty big, you don't need to worry about a transfer window. It's cool looking. It ever flown before? Yeah, of course, Midge. Noogles flew on back in January. This was the second flight. Of course it's flown. No, I didn't, Tessa. I did not do that. Dave Limp also said interesting stuff in the post. Did he now? As Noogles upends on the transporter erector, the load shifts from the horizontal support system to the vertical support system around 74 degrees. Near 89.5 degrees, we pause for a final check, then pin the transporter erector in place using clamps on the launch table that made it to the aft launch ring. Checkouts, then hot fire. Yeah, this is from a couple of days ago, but mighty fine. Yeah, that's it's pretty big. It's a pretty big vehicle. 10-month turnaround time, blue sucks. Tell me how you really feel, Smoke. Jesus. I've said it once, I'll say it again, you know, like they're looking to scale, and scaling is difficult when you have a rigid stakeholder systems engineering. That's just the way she goes, man. That's why I was so worried. Like, that's why I was like, they need to like launch another one of these things, and they need to do it sooner rather than later. They promised 6 launches. This is only the second. They're going to get 2. Now, don't get me wrong. SpaceX promised like 12 launches this year, and we've gotten like 5, 6, something like that. I don't even know. Point is, they didn't get to it. But SpaceX's iterative structure, the iterative systems engineering that they do, makes them a little more robust in adaptation, especially in the face of failure. Blue Origin doesn't necessarily do that. It's more old school. They test stuff kind of similar to Apollo. So if you have something that goes wrong, it's going to take some time to fix it, and it's going to interrupt things. They'll get there eventually, dude. But yeah, I'm happy that they're trying to really push for a second flight here. SpaceX said 25 this year. There you go. Imagine if they got another 4 between this one and the new year. I don't think that's going to happen. The whole point is that they'll get there. It's just going to take them a little bit longer to get there. That's why I was like, look, if we want like SLD to be doing things, these guys got to get going. You said 6, you've gotten 2. That's no good. I mean, SpaceX said 25. They got nowhere near that. But SpaceX did have a spaceship just blow up their test stand and the ship. It's too many bong rips. Blue Origin, New Glenn. The bong. Nice. Yeah, either way, it's a beautiful rocket, man. I love the way that their thermal protection systems kind of came out here. The gold, white, and blue they look pretty good. It's pretty good, man. Is this because they lost a booster from NG1, which they didn't expect? Void, that's my guess. Snoogans. Snoogans. Noich. People hate it on Blue, but they have something over SpaceX and Starship. They put a real payload into orbit. Starship hasn't done that yet. A real payload? Didn't they launch like a blue ring mass simulator on the first flight?
Discovery, go at throttle.
I mean, I also think it's kind of interesting. I've heard people kind of say that, goalie. I think that's kind of interesting because, you know, you're comparing Blue Origin's first orbital rocket ever to SpaceX's second orbital rocket ever, kind of discarding the fact that SpaceX rockets have been delivering payload to orbit since 2010. Third, yeah, I guess third if you count Falcon Heavy. Oh yeah, that's right, third. Yeah, you include Falcon 1. Why not, right? Because Falcon 1 delivered a payload. That's a good point. You see what I'm saying? Like, fourth if you include Falcon Heavy. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're... Okay. All right.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
SpaceX has had 3 rockets. Falcon 1, Falcon 9, and Falcon Heavy all move payload. And there's a lot more payload than you had. You can't consider Starship an orbital rocket yet. I don't. You do. Because you just said payload to orbit, man. I don't consider it. It's a test vehicle. It's nowhere near operational. That's supposed to be an operational vehicle. So you don't compare it to Starship. You compare it to Falcon 9. That would be the analogous thing here. Am I wrong? I think comparing it to Starship is a little bit of a false dichotomy there. New Glenn fueling started for the static fire. Cool. Well, the first launch would have been a real payload if the payload was ready. Yeah. I'm just going off of what other people say. Oh, believe me, I know. I can tell. Drives you nuts. Thought Kerbal struts drive you nuts. Kerbal struts drive me nuts. Box of pins. 52-month resub. Steve Ree. 10-month resub. Ketos. Evelta. Paterterre. Mikmikal. I don't know what he says, but I can sound like him. Now witness the firepower of this fully armed and operational static fire. Shoot Will in the head, Dave. Okay, Jeff. Sorry, Will. What? But that was the quote, right? That's how it went? Why would he want to fire at Will? What did Will do? SpaceX updated the Starship page? Yeah. Haha, I know. I figured nobody probably wants to talk about that. You guys want to see New Glenn, huh? Has anyone seen Gab? That's your favorite quote from Dune. Yeah, Will deserved it. Okay. So, yeah, good stuff. Whoa. Hey, baby. That's nice. It's very nice. All right, so check this out. Also, little ways down the road from where New Glenn is being hot fired here, Stoke is testing their liquid oxygen skid, flowing nitrogen at fast fill set point pressure. All right. This is for the Nova rocket. They have a little bit of a fixed service structure there. It's a little baby fixed service structure. Little baby. It's small. It's a little small service structure. It's a little tiny FSS. Look at it. It's so small. So this is just down the street from it's down the street from LC-36 where Blue is going to launch, which is pretty cool. Hey, SVO. Tier 3, 32 months. And then Neanix. Hey, 24-month resub. Spec news. Yeah, that's right. Are you on mute? No. Why would I be on mute?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Randy, 104 months. Thanks, guys. Look at all the little, look at all these little things. Look at all these little things. So busy now. Each one useful. Now think about all the people that created them. Technicians, engineers, so they can go home and feed their children. Not their children can grow up to be big, strong, so on and so forth, thus adding to the great chain of life. You see, in reality, Fluffy, you and I are in the same business. Cheers. All right. Soak is moving at light speed. The company has a bright future. I hope so. I hope so. I want everybody to succeed, guys. I really do. I really hope they do good stuff. Speaking of other people that we want to succeed, check this out. It's Mr. Shadow on the line. Am I disturbing you? Zorg here. Another milestone completed. The Haven 1 primary structure, including the hatch and dome window, has completed pressure and load acceptance testing in Mojave, California. I know it's Mojave. Next up, final weld inspections and integration into our clean room. Oh, look at that low boy trailer. That thing is great. I love it. Wait, what? Nice, dude. Very nice.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Impressive. Very nice. Let's see Axiom Space Station. Oh, this one's better. It's better. But Dojo, 11-month resub. Grazie mille. Thanks, man. The ridge cap at 39A has been installed. All right. Droid from Star Wars or space station module? I'll let you decide. Is this a flight article? Yep. It's doing qual testing on their test stand. Qualification testing. Oh, yes, you do. No, you. Yep, qualification testing, baby. That's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Ba-dum. 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 Where's the we break for nobody symbol? Am I gonna retire? No. Look at that, dudes. Don't forget about the Honda video if you're going to cover that. The Honda video? Oh, yeah. I got you. Hold on. Yeah, I just need to get the link here. Yeah, let's take that, put that over here. Here we go. Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, let's look at this before we look at the SpaceX stuff. Here's.
Come on down to Bob's Honda dealer. Oh, look at this Honda. You don't want one of these Hondas? What are you, crazy? This is Honda City. Honda! Look at this Honda! Ooh! This Honda's disguised as a sea brick. Oh, it's locked. Look at this, a Honda Odyssey. A Hodyssey. All right, come on down to Bob's Honda dealer. My wife's name's Honda. My kid's name's Honda. My first words, Honda. Buy a Honda. Dick.
Is that the one you wanted? Oh, you wanted the... you see how that could have been confusing? You see how that could have been... This is the one. Honda, Ohayo gozaimasu. Kyou wa ramen o tsukudamasu. Tadashimi desu ne. Hasimashou. Yeah, that's what it says. Oh, wait, no, it probably says Honda's always taken on challenges and driven by the power of dreams. Damn. I was close. Is that actually how you pronounce it? Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Does this have... No, it has sound. Can't listen to that. Now that challenge goes beyond Earth. Into space. Okay. Honda Sustainable Rocket Launch and Landing Test. I was way off. So Honda actually built a little hopper rocket. Look. This was a little while back. But they... Damn, that thing is cool. That's pretty neat. How neat is that? Reaching an altitude of 271.4 meters, landing with within 37 centimeters of target touchdown point. Flight duration 56 seconds. So that's a demonstrator rocket, guys. It's really, really small. See what I mean? But that doesn't make it not impressive. But yeah, that's a little tiny guy. But Honda has actually refined this design, but why is the lem so big? Why is the lem... That lem's huge. Why is the lem... Gigantalem! That is a huge... The lunar lander is not that big. That's a freaking big lunar lander. Honda, what are you doing? It's the Lem Plus. Artistic license? Bro, this is not artistic license. It's Gigantalem. Oh, man. We even got tiny people. It's forced perspective? Is that what you call this? The ladder is bigger than the door. All right, whatever. Honda's new venture into space begins. Oh. Sustainable rocket, supporting the movement of data as a transport vehicle, creating a virtuous cycle of satellite utilization. Regenerative fuel cell system. A circulative renewable energy system, enabling sustainable activity in space. Robotics. Robotics technology that unlocks human potential. 4D mobility, supporting sustainable activity in outer space. And combination wrenches. Or adjustable wrenches. I mean, adjustable is good too. Combination is better. That one's better. Is that a rusty adjustable wrench in space? All right, there, whatever. It's fine. Honda has taken its first step towards a new dream. You know, out of all the companies that I was, you'd think that would try to enter into a, like being a launch provider, building space vehicles. I did not think Honda would be doing that, but it's not the I mean, that's not the weirdest thing. Mitsubishi makes Japan's JAXA's rockets. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries makes MHI makes the H2 and the H3 rockets. Can we please have a link to this? Creeper's got you. Chrysler made Saturn 1s. Yep. That's right. Honda makes airplanes. They make the Honda Jet, which is actually pretty good design. Ford makes everything. Ford made airplanes. I wish Ford got into more aerospace stuff, Drummer. That would be really cool. RFA uses VW products for the rocket. Is that why it exploded, Elicard? Or I'm just screwing. I'm just messing. That was a joke. That was a joke. I was kidding. Yep. Oh, well, now I feel bad. Damn. I'm sure the rocket emissions were great. I'm sure the emissions were just all right. So Honda's getting into the launch provider game, which is that's super cool. Oh, it works great until someone tests it. Yeah, no, it was working as intended. We did not intend for them to test it. So until they tested it, it was working great. Until they ruined it by testing it. We did not say to do that. All right, that tracks. Just like that. I did not say to test it, so why did you test it? Well, we got to test it for emissions. No. The emissions are fine. They are fine. I tested it myself. Don't worry about it, Black Eagle. It's fine. Oh, we screwed up the emissions. Sorry, the emissions were not my department. Don't know what you say. Please stop. All right. I don't know what you mean. Anyway, so that's super cool. All right, I think we got, there is one more thing. HTVX. So the H3 rocket launched out of Tanegashima over the weekend. We just hadn't gotten around to covering it, but this thing went, and it launched on an H3 rocket with 4 SRBs. This goes pretty hard. Launched out of Tanegashima and very, very south of Japan. Oh, hello. Did it drift again like last time? I haven't watched the ascent footage. I know it got up there. The H3 is a nice looking rocket, man. Fellas, you tell me, was this the tri-engine core variant? Because I like that variant. I'm quite fond of that. That's nice. Oh yeah, it's a Mitsubishi, by the way. That's a Mitsubishi. My Vec just kicked in, yo. Woof. Nice. No, this one did not do the crazy turn. But HTVX did get up to the it did get up to the space station. So this is off of NASA TV here. HTVX is a very strange. This is from the YouTube channel Sci News, by the way. It's a time lapse of this. It is a very weird looking transfer vehicle. So check this out, guys. The service module is in the center. You have an unpressurized carrier over here, and then a pressurized carrier over here, and then the service module, the actual SM, is in the center of the vehicle. It's definitely a little bit of a strange one. But it was berthed and docked to the space station here. See? This is the space station remote manipulator system going for a grapple here. Who's holding the camera? Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, pal. I would ask where Subaru's rocket is, but we all know their engine would just blow a seal. That's right. Subaru is Fuji Heavy Industries, Geeson, so it's they do make stuff. I don't think they make rockets though. Here we go. Okay, locator, the latching and defector locator is on. And now just retract the LEE. And now that you're located on the plate, the 4 drive hooks. And you got it, dog. Heck yeah. I'm appalled by the satirical representation of facts. No, it's fine. It's fine, dude. Okay. So, boom. Check this out. We're going to get back to it. Da-dum. Da-da-dum. Thank you to Administrator Duffy for pushing the development of HTV X1. You know what, guys? I have something to say, and people aren't going to like it, but I'll just precurse this with a blind squirrel finds a nut from time to time. So SpaceX released a cornucopia of Starship info today. A huge dump on Starship HLS. Tons of information about how they're going to go about doing it. Big update. A broken clock is right twice a day. That's right. I prefer even a stop clock is right too. What? You guys didn't like blind squirrel finds a nut? All right, whatever. So they released that footage, and then check this out, dudes. Just. Oh. 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 Dude. Yes, Matt, pretty much. You know. That's pretty good. Did they fold these chairs and take them to the picnic after launch? I think they stowed, or they're probably placeholder. Because yeah, that kind of looks a little strange. And those are, I'm pretty sure those are just dragon seats right there. But that's pretty neat. How neat is that? We got some interior renders here, and then we have a render here that is a twin pad launch complex somewhere that doesn't look like Boca Chica. I'm pretty sure that is a render. That's their Slick 37 render. Imagine getting stuck in the middle of that space. They'll probably put a slide wire in. That's my guess. That's what they did on Skylab. That looks like Flirter. Yep. That's a ton of wasted and dead spacecraft mass. You're worried about mass with Starship? Question? That's weird. Okay. I've said many times, dude, just on a side note, that Starship is overbuilt for purpose. You don't need, well, I mean, if that's what you mean, yeah. Wouldn't these human spaceflight missions most likely be launched from the 39A pad? That doesn't look like 39A to me, but yeah. Seems like making it a bit lighter and shorter would only help. Oh, just wait. Just wait a second. Here, let's read. October 30th, 2025, to the moon and beyond. Humanity is at an inflection point. For the first time in our existence, we possess the means, technology, and for the moment, the will to establish a permanent human presence beyond Earth. Starship is designed to make this future a reality and is singularly capable of carrying unparalleled numbers of explorers and the building blocks they'll need to establish the first outposts on lunar and other planetary surfaces. For these reasons and more, it was chosen to fulfill the key role of landing the first astronauts on the moon in more than 50 years. It will be a central enabler that will fulfill the vision of NASA's Artemis program, which seeks to establish a lasting presence on the lunar surface. Not just flags and footprints, and ultimately forge the path to land the first humans on Mars. Prepare for landing. With the scale of Starship and the technological breakthroughs, it is engineered to achieve, SpaceX is moving at a historically rapid pace. Starship provides unmatched capability to explore the moon, thanks to its large size and ability to refill propellant in space. One single Starship has a pressurized habitable volume of more than 600 cubic meters. That's bigger than my house. Which is roughly 2/3 the pressurized volume of the entire International Space Station. Also bigger than my house. And is complete with a cabin that can be scaled for large numbers of explorers and dual airlocks for surface exploration. For comparison, each of Starship's 2 airlocks have a habitable volume of approximately 13 cubic meters, which is more than double the space that was available in the Apollo lander itself. Cargo variants of the Starship lander will be capable of landing up to 100 metric tons directly to the surface, including large payloads like pressurized rovers, nuclear reactors, and lunar habitats. That third one, I'm quite fond of those. But what about pressurized nuclear reactor habitable rovers? Man. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. To return Americans to the moon, SpaceX aligned Starship development along 2 paths. Development of the core Starship system and supporting infrastructure, including production facilities, test facilities, and launch sites. Okay. Production facilities, which have been demolished and rebuilt. Test facilities, which have also been demolished and rebuilt. And launch sites, which have been demolished and rebuilt. This doesn't really add anything. I just thought it would be funny. Which SpaceX is self-funding, representing over 90% of systems cost and development of the HLS-specific Starship configuration, which leverages and modifies the core vehicle capability to support NASA's requirements for landing crew on and returning them from the moon. SpaceX is working under a fixed-price contract with NASA, ensuring that the company is only paid after the successful completion of progress milestones, and that the American taxpayers are not on the hook for increased SpaceX costs. Oh, that's weird. Jeez, that's almost like that's how it should work. That's weird. Please, tell me more about this not screwing the American taxpayers thing, Elon. I'm quite fond of this. That's pretty neat. SpaceX provides significant insight to NASA at every single stage of the development process along both paths, including access to flight data from missions not funded under the HLS contract. I got 4 words for you. I love this company. Yeah! Engineers. Yes! I counted 5. Yeah, I know. That was the quote. It was a quote, not a statement. No? One, two, three, four, 5. Oh, wait, we can't play that because of the music, but here. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Ballmer! Woo! 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 No? No? How about this? Ready? Who said sit down?
I have 4 words for you. I love this company. Yes!
See, I told you. 4 words. They were, Denny. They really were. It's a hell of a... Software is a hell of a drug. Not the products, just him. Dude. Bringing the A game, man. You have my word. You have my word that if we ever start an aerospace company, I will deliver the technical updates just like that. You have my word. Right here. Sit down! I got 3 words for you. Translunar injection. Yeah! All right. We'll do that. Anyway. Back to the update. Both pathways are necessary and made possible by SpaceX's substantial self-investment to enable the high rate production, launch, and test of starships for missions to the moon and other purposes. And do the other things. Starship will bring the United States back to the moon before any other nation. Nice. And it will enable sustainable lunar operations by being fully and rapidly reusable, cost-effective, and capable of high-frequency lunar missions with more than 100 tons of cargo capacity. Blue ship's moving. Really, outdoorsman? Ah. And the others, too. Path 1, for Starship system. Since Starship Flight 1, in April of 2023, Starship has rapidly advanced vehicle development through an active flight test campaign. In line with past... I'm not doing that anymore. In line with past vehicle development, SpaceX maximizes real-world testing through this process to quickly and safely demonstrate capabilities, identify the areas for improvement, and prove out solutions. This campaign has quickly matured the core starship and has produced numerous feats, including multiple successful ascents of the world's most powerful rocket, the launch, return, catch, and reuse of that rocket to unlock the high launch rate cadence needed for lunar missions. That is one hell of a sentence, guys. Jeez. This campaign has quickly matured the core starship and has produced numerous feats, including multiple successful ascents of the world's most powerful rocket, the launch, return, catch, and reuse of that rocket to unlaunch high launch rate cadence needed for lunar missions, the transfer of approximately 5 metric tons of cryogenic... What?
Discovery.
Shardies.
Go and throttle up.
What's up, man? Bonjour. Comment ça va? The transfer of approximately 5 metric tons of cryogenic propellant between tanks while in space, a first-of-its-kind operation that provides key data for future full-scale propellant transfer operations, successful in-space relights of the Raptor engines that are critical for the maneuvers that will send Starship to the moon, and multiple controlled re-entries through Earth's atmosphere. I know, like, okay, English people, like English majors, I know technically semicolon is, you know, it's not a run-on sentence, but holy balls, that certainly feels like one. I'm pretty sure this is grammatically correct, albeit a little bit of a nutty sentence. Et apprenne vite le français. Bless you. They did prop transfer on Flight 3. Raptor Roulette was the only thing they aborted. That's right, Archie. Yep. Mm-hmm. To date, SpaceX has produced more than 3 dozen Starships and 600 Raptor rocket engines, with more than 226,000 seconds of runtime on Raptor 2 and more than 40,000 seconds of runtime on the next generation Raptor 3. Holy balls, dude. Can you imagine if the space shuttle ever got to that amount of motors made? They made like 30 of them. I'm serious. Like maybe 30, maybe 40. I think the highest serial number on the shuttle engines was like 45. Throughout its 40-year thing. Can you imagine if they made 600 shuttle engines? You know how much the cost of the program would have come down if you did that? Like the cost to run that thing would have been nothing. 62 hours of runtime, dude. And 11 hours of runtime on Raptor 3. 40,000 seconds in all seriousness is effectively flight proof it, dude. It's pretty... Yeah, you're not wrong. There have been 11 Starship-only flight tests and 11 integrated flight tests of Starship and Super Heavy.
Discovery.
In parallel, SpaceX has constructed and continues to construct new Starship launch production, integration, and test facilities in Texas, Florida, and California. That's another ridiculous sentence, but checks out. Okay. This private investment of billions of dollars is creating more than 5 million square feet of manufacturing and integration space, 5 launch pads across Texas and Florida, and multiple Raptor test stands, all engineered to ramp Starship's launch cadence above and beyond the paradigm redefining rate achieved by SpaceX's Falcon program. Number 1! Thanks for the resub. Path 2. Zelander. Squares Plum, $2 super chat. Thanks, man. SpaceX loves Americans. I too like Americans. I'm quite fond of those people. You get a pad and you get a pad. 62 hours straight of engine firing for Raptor 2 over its lifetime, Archie. What the heck?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Path number 2. The land. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. That's not a render, guys. That's not a render. That's in the mock-up nose cone. That's an old picture from like last year. Why don't... All right, fine. I'll just get bored by it. Jeez. Oh. Extruded aluminum. Very much billet, Coltec. That's very billet. We need a billet camera mount for our test stand. All right. No. Are they training a relative navigation system? I haven't read this article. I've been saving this since they posted it to the only time you'd have a camera that's looking at a picture of lunar terrain is if you're training it on relative navigation. Oh, what's relative navigation? Full self-driving, but for rockets. It's like Tesla's autopilot, but with rockets. What else we got here? Raptor. Buttons. Testing engine out scenarios, are we? Dude. Vector. AXEMUs, dude. Look at the seat in the reflection. Oh, very nice. Oh, boy. Look at the elevator, EJ. It's the one for Starship. It's that one. No, I know. I know where this elevator is. That's in Hawthorne, man. It's actually right next to the Boring Company tunnel. Some arc jet action right there. Well, actually, that's just a blowtorch, but whatever. Close enough. In parallel to development of the core Starship vehicle, SpaceX HLS team has completed 49 milestones tied to developing the subsystems, infrastructure, and operations needed to land astronauts on the moon. 49 out of how many? SpaceX has received money only on contractual milestones that have been successfully completed, the vast majority of which have been achieved on time or ahead of schedule. Highlights of completed milestones include lunar environmental control and life support and thermal control system demonstrations, using a full-scale cabin module inhabited by multiple people to test the capability to inject oxygen and nitrogen into the cabin environment and accurately manage air distribution and sanitation, along with humidity and thermal control. The test series also measured the acoustic environments inside of the cabin. Okay, so the ECLS is good to go. Environmental Control and Life Support System. ECLS is just the acronym for that, for basically the things that keep you alive in a spaceship. Hey, Radio, what's going on? So these are all milestones that have been completed. So ECLS works. It's probably a ripped-off, scaled-up Dragon ECLS, to be honest with you. That's probably what it's derived from. That would be my guess. They mentioned they have 2 airlocks. Each one is bigger in volume than the limb. We saw that one, man. That was further up in the article. That's the white nose cone at Starbase. Awesome. Docking adapter qualification of the docking system that will link Starship and Orion in space. An androgynous SpaceX docking system capable of serving as the active system or passive system and based off of the flight-proven Dragon 2 active docking system. Okay, so yeah, Starship is HLS is going to have a NASA docking system, or an IDSS design, which is what Dragon 2 uses. Okay, that's a big one. Landing leg drop test of a full-scale article at Flight Energies into simulated lunar regolith to verify system performance and to study foot to regolith interaction. I have no idea where they did that. They call me Radio Unit 91. They don't call me 91 Radio. Oh. Nice. Nice. Probably where they do the drop tests of aircraft at NASA. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Oh, the tent. The tent. The tent. The tent, dudes. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Raptor lunar landing throttle test demonstrating a representative thrust profile that would allow Starship to land on the lunar surface. All hail the tent. When was that test done? The tent was actually 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Raptor lunar landing throttle test. Ooh, it's a link. Hey, guys, you might want to turn the volumes down because I'm turning it all the way up. I don't remember if this has audio or not, but you know, headphone users. Headphone users. Yeah, is it from 2023? Yeah, it's a little old, but hey, you know, let's... Oh, there's no audio. Never mind. Still very nice. Sad face. Yeah, we saw this when they posted this, dude. Yep. Yeah, we've definitely seen this video. Watch the cone. Why did that engine sound like a duck? Because if I make a rocket engine noise, it actually, the compressor just plays havoc with it. So, like, ready? So if you make it sound like a duck, it's better. It sounded just like the video. Yeah, I know. I know. It's great. Working as intended. You guys suck. Anyway. Micrometeoroid and orbital debris testing. So there's an acronym for that called MMOD. Debris testing is shielding insulation and window panels, analyzing different material stack-ups that will be used to protect Starship from impact hazards and harsh thermal conditions. Landing software, sensor, and radar demonstrations. Testing, navigation, and sensing hardware okay. Landing software, sensor, and radar demonstrations testing navigation and sensing hardware and that's a run-on sentence. And software that will be used by Starship to locate and safely descend to a precise landing site on the moon. Yeah, that's what that camera was, looking at the pictures of the moon. The lunar engines are 6 packs. 4 our engines. 6 packs, four are 4 engines and 2 are 5 engines. Huh. Well, yeah, they had to leave space for the elevator track, right? Like, slap sentence. You could fit so many words in this bad boy. Software architecture review to define the schematic of major vehicle control processes. What physical computers they will run on, and software functions for a critical system. For critical systems like fault detection, caution and warning alerts, and command and telemetry control. Raptor cold start demonstrations using both sea-level and vacuum-optimized Raptor engines that are pre-chilled prior to startup to simulate the thermal conditions experienced after an extended time in space. Cool. Oh, Jack, that's what you were saying. Yeah, I got you. Integrated Lunar Mission Operations Plan Review, covering how SpaceX and NASA will conduct integrated operations and develop flight rules and crew procedures, and the high-level mission operation plan. Nice. Depot Power Module Demonstration, testing prototype electrical power generation and distribution systems planned to be used on the propellant depot variant of Starship. That's cool. Electrical power generation, dude. Depot Starship is going to be like... Oh. Oh. That's... Okay, so this is a Roush Inline 6. That is an inline 6 internal combustion engine that's designed to run off gaseous hydrogen and gaseous oxygen. Now, I'm not saying that that's what SpaceX is putting on it for power generation, but there is something to generate power. ULA contracted Roush, the car aftermarket performance company, contracted Roush to make this for them. The reason why ULA did that was to have them build an engine for a stage that could loiter for long periods of time in space, just like what Depot is going to do. But that also means that depots could be used as tugs, because that would have enabled ASIS to be able to, ULA's upper stage. They were going to, at one point, guys, they were going to bolt this to what would become Vulcan's second stage, a Centaur 5, and make it so a Centaur can loiter in low Earth orbit or low lunar orbit as much as possible. This engine generates power, and it also prevents boil off by repressurizing the tanks with exhaust gases. Fun fact. Why not solar? Because solar is dumb. Now you realize that evil will always triumph because good is dumb. Now, once again, fellas, I'm not saying that SpaceX is using Roush's internal combustion engine. I don't think they are. But they do have a power generation system, and I'd be very curious to see what that is. Better use an LS motor. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that those coils, those coil packs look a lot like LS coil packs. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Those look a lot like LS. I mean, yes, you know, those are definitely LS coil packs, dude. Wait, why is Roush using LS coil packs? That's the real Roush. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? shame. Anyway, that's very interesting that I would be curious to see how they're generating power. I mean, generating power, so here's the thing. Not as dumb in space. I know, I was quoting Spaceballs. Solar power is not a bad idea in space because you don't have gas diffusing any light. There's quite literally nothing but a lot of radiation between you and the sun. So solar panels do work really well up there. For that being said, maybe Depot has solar panels. It might, dudes. It might. The fuel cools the engine block? I think in that engine design, yes, because you would be using gaseous hydrogen, cold gaseous oxygen. James, yeah, I think. Same reason you use an HEI ignition module in an older Ford, because they work. I can't argue with that. It's really interesting to see how this is falling in with SpaceX's Mars plan. HLS furthers the development of human-related systems, and the Depot is for research on long-term orbital operations. Each of these will factor into the Mars iterations of Starship. Pigzig, I have a very, very unpopular, well, I don't know, potentially unpopular opinion about Mars architectures. My unpopular opinion is SpaceX's concept of operations for getting to Mars is way better than Constellation. Like, Constellation was good. It's a pretty good idea. Starship is way better. I do not like how many operations that you have to do with Constellation sending stuff to Mars. All the rendezvous and proximity operations that you have to do in low Mars orbit. And Constellation disposes of their transfer vehicles, which just forgot about that. That's a huge deal breaker. No, guys, that's Project Constellation. Starship does not do that. Starship's architecture is 100% reusable. That's what I'm saying. I like SpaceX's Martian architecture and concept of operations way better than Constellation. It's way better for exploring Mars. Like, way better. Can Starship do a Mars sample return just by picking up Perseverance entirely and bringing it back? If they made an elevator for it to land in, no good. Like, if they made a Starship with the elevator down the side that Perseverance could drive into, sure. Wouldn't that be something, dude? Wouldn't that be something? That'd be sick. To be honest with you, though, I would not bring back Perseverance. I'd bring back Curiosity. We need SpaceX to go pick up Oppie. That's another good point, yes. LOX LCH4 integrated power and propulsion system like the shuttles and before... Oh, really? Okay. Oh, the power generation system. LOX CH4, LOX on New Glenn and the Liebherr 11,000 as OLM rigging. Yeah, they're going to lift soon, Outdoorsman. All right, Rudy, what do you got for me? LOX methane integrated power and propulsion systems are like the shuttles. And before you left Brownsville, the landing replica was 50% finished. The pressurized section of Starship HLS was being outfitted for crew testing. Oh, yeah? Power and propulsion system like the shuttles. So the shuttle was using fuel cells for its power systems. They were using the fuel... Oh. Every day, the shuttle's architecture gets vindicated, and I'm here for it. Every day. Every day it gets vindicated. Oh, God, it feels so good. Methane fuel cell? Why not? Probably not as efficient as like the shuttles. Guys, not a lot of people know. The space shuttle was using cryogenic hydrogen. It used hydrogen and oxygen for its fuel cells. That was the batteries on the shuttle. The shuttle had no batteries on it. You couldn't do batteries. That's too much mass. It just had 3 fuel cells, and that's how you generated power. And the energy was stored in the balls. The pressure vessels. They were underneath the payload bay at the forward part of the payload bay, the first payload bay segment. There's 3 fuel cells. There's 2 on the port side and 1 on the starboard side. Underneath the payload bay. Right behind the crew tank. Right at the start. Like right where the nose of the shuttle, the crew section of the shuttle meets the payload bay underneath it. There are 3 fuel cells down there. 6 COPVs. Well, 9, technically. Well, actually, it may have been 12. I don't know. Because each one has hydrogen and oxygen. So the energy is stored in the balls. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Rudy, in reality, there's 2 crew modules being built. One will be sent to Johnson Space Center and one will remain in Starbase. Fun fact, our lander vision system is based off of Dragon Eye. It was first flown on the shuttle, so HLS is shuttle hardware. Kind of funny if you think about it. On a long enough timeline, everything... So, here's the certainty. Here's EJ's certainty principle about rockets, okay? You got Berger's law. Here's EJ's certainty principle. On a long enough timeline, everything is shuttle-derived. Or Cygnus. It's one or the other. On a long enough timeline, you either become the space shuttle or you become Cygnus. There's no in-between. It's EJ's certainty principle of rocket design. It's all STLVs. Always has been, dog. Bigness. EJ's certainty principle. I'm sharing this on Flame Trench. I'm doing it. I'm sharing my certainty principle. You've heard of Berger's law, but there's EJ's certainty principle. On a long enough timeline, everything becomes shuttle derived, or Cygnus. It's one or the other. Who the heck is in your chat? It's real. I know people, son. I know people. So what is this for, then? Manager Starship Supply Chain Engineering, Gasifier and Crew Starship. ISRU, most likely. Rudy, thanks for letting me know, dude. It's all shuttle. Always has been. Given enough time, the shuttle would have turned into Cygnus. Brother, it was already starting to happen. Look at this picture of one of the last shuttle flights, okay? What do you see? What do you see? The Cygnus, it's already starting to happen. On a long enough timeline, everything becomes Cygnus. And technically, Cygnus is shuttle derived because Cygnus is one of those. It's derived from the multi-purpose logistics module from the shuttle. Oh no. Oh no. So screwed up, man. It's pretty funny though. Here's what's not funny.
Let's also not forget Starship is also a clean sheet design created by shuttle engineers.
Is it? It is. Starship is shuttle derived. Just saying. Neville punched you. I don't think he did. Perfection. We all adore the shuttle. I'm telling you, man. Every day. And Rudy, this is part of the reason why I'm rooting for SpaceX. Like, why I've been such a hardcore SpaceX fanboy for the longest time. Like, I really am. But I like everybody. Like, it's not one or the other. I like all of them. I'm greedy. I'm greedy, all right? I'm greedy. I'm the guy that just wants to see good spaceflight. You know, I'm like the John Madden of spaceflight. Well, when you have great companies making great spaceships, you're going to get a great space program. When we have good rockets launching good companies launching good rockets, you're going to see some good rocket launches. That's me. That's me. It was a terrible Madden impression, I know. Dude, it just makes me so happy. The reason why I've been such a big fanboy is because the shuttle's design, I'm telling you, it's amazing. That is an amazing machine. It was way ahead of its time. Like, way ahead of its time. And every day we get further away from the shuttle program, it gets vindicated. Like the tiles. Everybody's like, oh, the tiles are never going to work. SpaceX out here just doing this. Just doing that over there. No big deal. You know, they said tiles will never work. You guys are like, yeah, okay. Yeah, watch us. You're vindicating the shuttle for me. And it just, oh, it makes me so happy. Because the shuttle's awesome. It's awesome. And I don't care what anybody says. It's a beast mode of a freaking vehicle. Actually, it wasn't. Not coherent. It sounds like John Madden. Well, I'll tell you, I am working on a Chris Collinsworth one as well. When you have great companies, I'll tell you, when you have great companies making great rockets, you're going to see a lot of great rocket launches. Geek, his commentary of the Steelers-Packers game was... Were you drunk? Chris, were you drunk? He was kind of drunk. The commentator, he put in some color commentary, and the commentator was like, yeah, all right. Listen to it again. Well, I tell you, that guy, I saw him once driving down the road, and he was driving around a Corvette, and it was awesome. Okay, cool. All right. Anyway, so they got the ball on their own 45, 1st and 10. Like, dude, listen to it again. You had to be drunk to watch that game. I know. Can you do Chris Kraft or Gene Kranz? No, I'm not enough of a badass to sound like them. When you have Boeing and Lockheed making rockets, you're gonna see not a lot of rocket launches. All right. And that's what we'll see out if Mahomes, I tell you, it's Mahomes, isn't it? You should see okay, Rudy, what do you got for me? You should see the internal chat after Flight 10. When the tiles oxidized and gave it the orange tint, we have a shirt for it now. On HLS, I would have loved if they shared footage of us shooting the MMOD shield. Some wild stuff happens in slow-mo, but I don't think it'll ever be public. Man. Add John Madden to the list of voices that EJ could do right next to Zoidberg and Bill Nelson. Well, I'll tell you, we have a great space program. And when we have a great space program, you're going to see great rocket launches. But we are going to launch when we are ready. It's as easy as falling off a log into a bowl of chocolate pudding. Christopher Walken. Oh, I can do tons of those, dude. It's too fast, yep. Have you seen this one yet? Mysterious fuselage section appears in Northrop Grumman video. It's NGAD. Yeah. I missed the Bill emote. No, I got rid of that. Yeah, I got rid of that. All right, what else do we got for qualified systems? Ground segment and radio frequency RF communications demonstration, testing the capability to send and receive RF communications between a flight equivalent ground station and an equivalent vehicle RF system. Nice. Elevator and airlock demonstration. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, God. I remember we covered this when I remember looking at the mounts for the airlock and being like, well, dang, boy, those are some really nice gussets. Elevator and airlock demonstration, dudes. Which was conducted in concert with Axiom to utilize flight representative pressurized EVA suits to practice full operation of the crew elevator, which will be used to transfer crew and cargo between the Starship and the lunar surface. Medical system demonstration covering the crew medical system on Starship and the telemedicine capability between the ground and the crew. Why not just add a medical officer? I'm sure Bones would love to go. Already did go. Damn it, Elon, I'm a doctor, not a scientist. Have you heard how they're planning on dealing with lunar regolith on the suits? Probably leaving them in the airlock spoiled, if I had to guess. That would be, you know, you pressurize up the airlock, you let the dust settle while it's pressurizing, right? I mean, you're in lunar gravity, so let the dust settle, and then when you vent the airlock, all the dust goes back outside. That's not to be very clear, that is not going to completely rid yourself of lunar regolith. Lunar regolith is about the consistency of baby powder. And inhaling it's just as bad as inhaling baby powder or cinnamon. It's great. Don't do either of those. Vacuum cleaner? There's no need for a vacuum cleaner. Outside is the vacuum cleaner. Just vent it. I think the question is about the abrasive nature of it in joints and anything that rubs. To answer that question, I would hope that the AXEMU is taking that into account. I'm pretty sure it is. Baby powder tastes like cinnamon? Nope. Nope. Okay. Nope. Dust on Earth has the benefit of erosion due to water and atmosphere. Dust on the moon doesn't get eroded in the same way. It's a pain in the butt. Oh, yeah. And breathing it is not good for you. What is it? Silicosis? I think is what it's called. If you inhale it, it's not good for you. One good inhale of lunar regolith and you'd be like, I think I'm getting the black lung pop.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Like sandblasting dust. That's basically the consistency, geek, yeah. Silicosis, you clown, yeah. I'm hearing currently 705 playing Static Fire for Newglands. Cool. Joe Simba won. Ask Harrison Schmidt what it's like to inhale moon dust. Yeah, it's not great for you. There were a few experiments using static electricity to repel the dust. Cool. Look forward for some crazy stuff on the lander vision system. It really is a really wild project. The team was also working on an ejectable CubeSat capable of 3D maneuvering to offer some wild views. Oh, please. Okay, ready? All right. On the regolith problem, it's a bit tricky. There is a solution being talked about, and I'm not sure you could say much. All right, yeah. Search the electrodynamic dust shield. Okay. All right. So, Andrew, you might be on par there. Isn't the regolith electrostatic? It sticks to everything. Pretty much, Robin, yeah. Mars is the same way. Roll ads. Okay. We got Hiddle. Hardware in the loop. Not Hoodle. Hardware in the loop testbed activation for the propellant transfer test, which uses a testbed with flight representative hardware to run simulations for the upcoming propellant transfer flight. So, If people don't know what hardware in the loop...
Oh, this is space. I'm in
On
space.
those... Regular Roro Roostin. Have you ever played Surviving Mars? Yeah, when it came out, Data. So people that... If you don't know what hardware in the loop is, hardware in the loop is basically when you have all the components. You have your computer hooked up to all of the components, just like spread out in a big room, right? They're all just kind of spread out. And the computer is controlling the components like it would be in the spacecraft. It's basically all the spacecraft guts, but not actually in the spacecraft. So like, not necessarily like reaction control systems, but like the solenoids, the valves to open and close them. If you attach that to the computer and then run lunar landing program 1.exe or something, the computer will be controlling the valves and it'll shut them on and off in real time. That's what hardware in the loop means. That's opposed to hardware out of the loop testing where you don't have it hooked up to anything. You have it hooked up to a light. You know, oh, you want to send an electrical signal down this cable, light turns on. All right, cool. A breakout board, so to speak. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Hardware in the loop testing means that they've got the wire harness figured out. For what it's worth. They didn't forget to factor that into their mass design like other lunar projects. I'm not letting that go. That is a colossal screw up. Frost on the Newglen's erector. I'm not letting that go. That, like I said, that's just... What are you doing? Get out of this business. Just stop it. Oof, burn. Well, no, they're not, because they forgot the controls wiring to make it do that. Tycon. So it's not a burn. It's nothing. Just like that project. I'll be here all night. Be sure to tip your waitress. No, bad. Bad engineer. Bad. Oof, not a burn.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Space Coast Live. What do you got here? Hey, thousands. Tier 1 6 months in advance. 13 months total. Thank you. Ooh. Ooh. This is coming from my buddies over at Space Coast Live. Or NSF. This is Space Coast Live. And Newglen's is Newglening. Oh, baby. Okay. How do you think the first HLS demonstrator landing will perform? I think they'll figure it out. Robin, see your previous. Isn't the regolith electrostatic it sticks to everything? Yeah, it is. Mars is the same way. Do you think that Ship 42 might be the HLS? I would not be surprised. Will you cover Newgle's flamage? Probably not. Not because I don't want to. I'm just trying to take it easy a little bit. So from whatever it sounds like the flight articles being prepared for stacking and integration, maybe HLS demo at Starbase, actual HLS out of 39A. That was always my assumption here. So, what are the next... Can I just... Oh. Mutter, that's the first thing that I said, dude. I don't want... Yeah. This design... I don't want wood grain with this design, man. It makes it look like a damn Apple store, okay? You know what I want? Dude, that wood grain is so 20 teens Apple nonsense. And I'm saying that as somebody that has an iPhone, all right? You know what they need? Black glass. Black glass, dude. That's what you need. It's probably too heavy for that, but... Yeah, wood grain on a spaceship. That's ridiculous. Wood also burns. It's probably teak or something, guys. Or not teak, Trex. Yeah, I'll bet you it's Trex. Black glass, dude. I'm telling you. Coming at Apple. Bro, I will say this phone is sick. But, okay. Let me shut it off. No, I said shut it off. It should look like that. Apollo, like straight frosted glass. Or straight black glass. That's what it should look like. And the glass should be a screen. Okay? Instead of having the screens on the wall, integrate the screens into the table like TNG. You know TNG? Hold on. Like that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it should look like. Okay? Also beige. Actually, hold on. You know what aesthetic's really good? Whoever's doing the set design on Strange New Worlds is really, really good at what they do. If you guys haven't watched Strange New Worlds, first of all, you should watch it. Second of all, Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. That looks worse? What are you talking about? You guys suck. You really suck. Anyway. The wood grain is not doing it for me. That is the new show. And for what it's worth, Strange New Worlds is really good. It's good Star Trek, no bull crap. Good Star Trek, trust me. It's good. I did not like Star Trek Discovery. Strange New Worlds is good. Black glass still looks Apple related to me. I agree with screens as tables and such, but for accents, clear coated copper. I could get down on that. EJ likes the singing episode. No, I don't, because they were using auto-tune the whole time, Daitor, and it just pissed me off. If nobody can sing on your damn show, don't have an episode about singing. There, I said it. Do you know when For All Mankind Season 5 is releasing? Yeah. No, I don't. But I don't like For All Mankind, so that's okay. You're really a space ball. Thanks, sir. Well, there goes EJ's opinion on Glee. I'm not gonna... Alright. Anyway. While many of SpaceX's remaining HLS contract milestones are tied to flight tests, such as a ship-to-ship propellant transfer demonstration, SpaceX has started fabricating a flight article HLS cabin that will include functional avionics and power systems, crew systems and mechanisms, environmental control and life support system, cabin and crew communication systems, and a cabin thermal control system. This flight-capable cabin will enable engineers to demonstrate high design maturity of the various systems required to support human landing on the moon, enable integrated system-level hardware testing, and provide a highly realistic training experience for future lunar explorers. Yeah. Ooh, play the video. Thank you, Linfrod. It's pretty good, right? Oh my goodness. Please. See anything? Good. This something about that doesn't look right. So these are that's like actually your docking system right there, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it looks like they have an inverse propellant transfer feed. Like, see this thing back here, this brick, or this, like, well, looks like a candy bar almost. This trapezoidal thing, that looks like your transfer thing. Like, it looks like it'll just pick up on Starship's umbilical. Which begs the question, if this umbilical is designed to go into that umbilical of the ship down here, how do you fill that thing up there on the ground if its umbilical is not the right type? This is more shuttle derived technology. I would contend to say that that's probably more Falcon heavy than anything, but wait a minute, do you think? No. Huh. Rotational symmetry? Yeah. Have it on the other side. It's all shuttle derived. Always has been. Yeah, they both are Flappy Boys. That's very strange. I mean, it still is cool. I really, really want to see that. The next major flight milestone tied specifically to HLS will be a long-duration flight test and in-space propellant transfer flight test. The exact timing will be driven by how upcoming flight tests debut the new Starship V3 architecture progress. But both of these tests are targeted to take place in 2026. On-orbit refilling enables Starship to complete the Artemis lunar mission architecture and carry up to 100 tons directly to the lunar surface, providing the capability to carry rovers, habitats, and other payloads needed to establish a permanent and sustainable presence on the moon. What's to stop SpaceX from having 2 filling disconnects? It looked like they were just on top of each other, dude. Why do you have heat tiles on HLS? This is a render of the propellant transfer demo, not necessarily HLS. It will start with a Starship launched from Starbase to spend an extended time on orbit, gathering data on vehicle propulsion and thermal behaviors on an extended duration mission, including long-duration propellant storage and boil-off characterization. A second Starship will then launch to rendezvous with the first ship to demonstrate ship-to-ship propellant transfer. Oh, God, that's going to be so cool. That's going to be awesome. Is this how baby Starships are made? No, they were made in a factory.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Joe, 71-month resub. Hey, Joe, I didn't get any word back on that thing. I'll keep looking, though. That was you, right? That was that thing? The thing you asked me to look out for? Yeah. Starships come as a can. They were built there by a man in a factory in Brownsville. McGregor test firing. If I had my little way, I'd launch Starship every day and then catch the booster on the way down. Moving down to Brownsville, gonna drink some Topo Chico. Moving down to Brownsville, gonna drink some Topo Chico. No? It's pretty good, man. Pretty good. We could... The cow's rocket noises are better than yours. Well, the compressor doesn't... Get rid of the... Shut up. That was a Raptor test, I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think that song is about Jack. Moving down to Brownsville, gonna drink some Topo Chico. Moving down to Brownsville, gonna drink some Topo Chico. Sorry. Future music career? Oh, no. So like Thunderbird 2, SpaceX can move any ship into position for the purpose they need fulfilling. Cue the theme song. Yep. Moving down to Starbase, gonna launch me a lot of rockets. Make a little hole for the cams to hide. Sorry. Is that what the apartment call was about? Yeah. You forgot a burnt bacon reference? Don't worry, we could fill that up. Burnt bacon. All right, Starship V3 vehicles come equipped with docking ports and can be configured to act as the tanker vehicles with the addition of docking probes. Starship also has a connection point where propellants are loaded onto the vehicle in preparation for launch that has been updated to enable on-orbit propellant transfer. Yep. Okay. For rendezvous, starships will be equipped with Dragon Eye navigation sensors, which have extensive flight heritage from their use on SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft during dozens of dockings to the ISS. These sensors have undergone separate testing to characterize their performance for use on Starship. SpaceX has also been flying experimental propellant gauging sensors on every recent Starship flight test, which use radio frequency measurements to accurately measure propellant levels in microgravity. They have a radar inside of the tank? There's a radar in the tank to detect propellant. I wonder what the radar cross-section of LOX looks like. What does that look like? And how do you even extrapolate that information to quantity? What the hell? That's really cool. Like, what? So they're microwaving methane. Yeah. Won't that heat up the propellants? Looking at radio wave attenuation, it's probably looking at how much energy gets absorbed per second. It's not uncommon in tank level measurement on Earth. Really? Yeah, actually, Dragon Eyes. Yeah, yep, that makes Starship shuttle derived. And that makes Falcon shuttle derived too. On a long enough timeline, EJ's certainty principle. On a long enough timeline, everything is shuttle derived or Cygnus. The more total mass you have, the more radio gets absorbed in the chamber. Interesting. Or Apollo, yeah. Gemini, shuttle. The aggregate 4, shuttle derived. Wait. I think at least you and I are in this stream because of the shuttle. I love that thing, can't see me. It's a spaceship, dude. Spaceship. But clearly we got another one. We got another damn spaceship coming here. Soyuz, shuttle derived. Well, technically Apollo derived, but you know, they didn't know how to make a cone, so they made it based off of Vostok. But, you know, whatever. Shuttle derived. Goddard rocket, space shuttle. iPhone, shuttle derived. ME-163, shuttle derived. Buran, shuttle derived. The wheel, shuttle derived, dog. Sputnik, shuttle derived. My mom's not shuttle derived, though. Somewhere in England, Chris B is smiling. Your car, shuttle derived. Right. That's super cool that they're using radar to measure propellant. That's pretty awesome. Hotel, shuttle derived. What? Earth, shuttle derived. ISS, shuttle derived. I needed this. I needed that. Am I shuttle derived if you wear a piece of merch? Sure. All right. We still got more here. And more renders. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to look in the pictures first. It's been that kind of day. Oh, Starship with payload bay doors that open up like this. Not like this or like this. Titan, shuttle derived.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Dude. You know, I like cranes and I like spaceships. There's both of those things in this render. NSF is also shuttle derived. It's right in the logo. My hat, shuttle derived. Wait, does that have the? It does have the shuttle on it. Yes, yes. All right. Nice. Oh dear, I'm cooked, dude. It's nothing there today. Bald spot now also shuttle derived. I don't have that much. See? I got my hair. It's here. Ish. Are you shuttle deprived? Yep. See, look. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Isn't that good? What's the bet? The flatbed by the dude is basically a Cybertruck without the top of it. It's possible, yeah. Spray on? No. It's hair. Look, see? Hair. Shuttle derived, dude. Oh. Pretty cool walking past that parking lot earlier this year knowing there was a moon elevator crane prototype behind the fence. Yeah. No, God is not shuttle derived. God is the shuttle. Who would win, Lemmy or God? Trick question. Lemmy is God. What? NASA selected Starship in 2021 to serve as the lander for the Artemis 3 mission and return humans to the moon for the first time since Apollo. That selection was made through a fair and open... oh, here comes the bants. Oh, yeah, this is going to be the best part. That selection was made through fair and open competition, which determined that SpaceX's bid utilizing Starship had the highest technical and management ratings while being the lowest cost by a wide margin. This was followed by a second selection to serve as the lander for the Artemis 4 mission, moving beyond initial demonstration to lay the groundwork that will ensure humanity's return to the moon is permanent. Oh, yeah, that's right, God. Yeah. How stupid of me. Starship continues to simultaneously be the fastest path to returning humans to the surface of the moon and a core enabler of the Artemis program's goal to establish a permanent, sustainable presence on the lunar surface. SpaceX shares the goal of returning to the moon as expeditiously, nice word, as possible, approaching the mission with the same alacrity and commitment that returned human spaceflight capability to America under NASA's Commercial Crew Program. Oh, yes, yes, very nice. Alacrity, very nice. Expeditiously. Basically saying, look, we returned people to the space station after the shuttle. Nobody else did, and we did it faster than everybody else. We'll do this. We'll do this fast too. The message kept saying expeditiously, alacrity, regret. Dear Old Space, we regret being non-manageable contractors. We regret taking 6 years too much, and we most definitely regret the Dragon just flew 2 people to the ISS. Oh wait, we can't do Halo stuff. We can't do Halo references, sorry. Chris G probably wrote that part. Yep, David, you're probably right. This has Chris G written all over it. Actually written all over, literally. And I mean literally in the actual sense of the term, not just... Ooh, rah. Yeah. Yeah. Relay took Halo. Yeah, but also... This is a weird timeline, okay? This is weird. The space is great. Spaceflight stuff is great, Wisp. This is a strange timeline, and that's all I'm saying, and we're gonna leave it at that, okay? This is a weird. Can you? Yeah. All right. Okay. Can you name 10 things that aren't shuttle or Apollo derived? New Shepard. That was one thing, but, you know. Would you play the Halo 4 remake if all the characters were voiced by Rule 8 people? No, I listened to them against my will enough. I really don't want that. Yeah, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. All right, since the contract was awarded, we've been consistently responsive to NASA as requirements for Artemis 3 have changed and have shared ideas on how to simplify the mission to align with national priorities. In response to the latest calls, we've shared and are formally assessing a simplified mission architecture and concept of operations that we believe will result in a faster return to the moon while simultaneously improving crew safety. NASA's Artemis program was born out of a visionary goal to truly explore the moon and to place the first footprints on Mars. Not repeat the accomplishments of Apollo, not to be another entry into the long list of short-lived exploration initiatives, but to be the opportunity... Can I read this in Kennedy's voice? Is that fair? NASA's Artemis program was born out of a visionary goal to truly explore the moon and place the first footprints on Mars. Not to repeat the accomplishments of Apollo. Not to be another entry in a long list of short-lived exploration initiatives, but to be the opportunity to finally build a sustainable presence on another planet. SpaceX was founded to make life multiplanetary, and Starship has been designed from the very beginning to enable the exploration of other worlds. With it, and alongside NASA, we look forward to inspiring all of humanity as the first permanent settlement foothold is placed amongst the stars. And do the other things, too. Pretty cool, man. The stream is turning into TikTok. It's been a long week, man. It's been a long week for your boy. Just let me have this, okay? Just let me have this. Anyway, really big Starship update. Now, here's what I wanted to say. What do you think SpaceX's mission plan will be? Trey, the first thing that pops into my mind for the expedited delivery is only refuel Starship with margins for the volume, like the volume of like the quote unquote payload that you're taking, or the mass of the quote unquote payload that you're taking. There's okay, meaning that SpaceX, everybody kind of can agree that SpaceX is going to need like 16 flights to refuel HLS to get it near the moon. I'm pretty sure those numbers are taking into account landing 100 metric tons on the lunar surface. There is not a snowball's chance in hell that the crew tank for Starship HLS with the double airlock, with all the accoutrement for the crew, is near 100 tons. There's no way. Maybe 20 at best. Maybe. With all that being said, it's mostly just empty space from the renders. My guess is that they probably don't need 16 flights and will probably forego the amount of fueling needed to put 100 tons down on the lunar surface. This is just, keep in mind, this is just a guess. This is just a guess. I don't know. That's just a guess. SpaceX doing the whole mission? Oy. Unless something comes up, I'm going to look at an 83 F-250 351 C6 two-wheel drive super cab. Well, it's two-wheel drive, so don't pay too much, Grab, but that's cool. 83, so that's a brick nose, or no, bull nose. Nice. NSF's cast of the New Glenn Static Fire is live in 30 minutes. They were, yeah, they were targeting right around 7 from what I understand. It probably is pushed a little bit. Do you think it's less refilling because it doesn't have to be as capable and not a stub ship? Yeah. Most of the, well, no good, think about it. Most of the payload bay volume is nothing. It's empty. The docking port's up in the nose cone. And then there's just empty space all the way down to the bridge. See? You don't need to refuel taking into account that you're going to land 100 tons on the surface. This is maybe 10 tons. Maybe 20? Like, you know, screw it. Estimate, take whatever its mass is and double it. Say it's 30 tons. All right? Maybe, let's say 40. All right? Like, even half the payload capacity. Say it's 50 tons. 50 tons of whatever. Right? Let's say that. Let's just go with that. Say that that's what's going on here. 50 tons. It's supposed to take 100. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to take half of the refilling flights. Because it really depends on the ratio, the natural logarithmic ratio of like how much dry mass there is to how much wet mass. That would really mean, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean half of the flights, but it could mean half the flights. Half the refilling flights, 8 flights. If they make this as light as possible and say it's 20 tons of Eclipse and all the stuff that you need, right? And the pressure vessel, say it's 20 tons. What if they make the pressure vessel out of aluminum? It's going to be super light. Why would you make the pressure vessel out of stainless? Are you using the outer hull of Starship as your pressurization here? I mean, clearly there's by the thickness of that window frame that you're clearly not. There's got to be a pressure vessel inside, and the way they were describing this means that there's a pressure vessel inside. So what's inside of it? Is it aluminum? If it's aluminum, it's going to be super light comparatively to a stainless steel equivalent, right? Even if it was 50 tons of stuff, even if you did make out of stainless, you don't need 16 flights to do that. It really depends on what's called the dry mass of the crew tank. Like how much mass is all of this? All the way up to the docking port at the top. How much mass? I mean, if we figure 20 tons, like I said 50, but if you figure 20, maybe 5, 6 refueling flights, maybe? Maybe? It's not gonna take much if you're only moving if you only refill it for the appropriate amount of mass. It was double hulled, yes, Bill. Hell, it'd make it fabric. Yeah, there you go, dude. Like that's my guess for SpaceX's expedited plan. Just don't do as much refueling. Only refill Starship to what you need to get this thing down to the lunar surface and back up into rectilinear halo, and then you're good. Because there's no way this weighs 100 tons. There's no way this is 100 tons of mass. Not a chance. No way. It's empty. Air doesn't weigh that much or have that much mass comparatively. That's why it's called a gas. Gas has less mass? No? All right. So that's my guess, dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd have to look at calculations that people have come up with and that SpaceX has come up with for refilling. Hey, Longballs, what's up, man? I would 100% bring a quadcopter frame with manual triggers on the body to push me around instead of relying on some sort of slide wire in there. Slide wire could potentially be less mass, but I mean, your way sounds fun, so yeah. I mean, either way, you'd be fine. Could they use carbon fiber for the crude pressure vessel? Sure. Why not? Buddy, you're designing it, dude, you're designing it for 100-ton capacity. You could make it out of lead. It'd be fine. And that's why, right there, Element, is exactly why they're figuring 100-ton payload capacity to the surface of the moon and to the surface of Mars. That's the exact reason. So you could really, that makes it so you could put whatever the hell you want in this thing, and it'll move it. You can put whatever you want in it. Just like a truck, like a box truck. You can put whatever. Anything that can fit in there, you should be okay. Not a fan of the wood tables. Yeah, it's an aesthetic choice. Why waste all that space? Because it's a prototype? Yeah, it's a prototype. Don't worry. There will be less wasted space in the future, man. Dude, that's gonna be so damn cool. Starship cargo landers are gonna be sick. I want it. I just want the shuttle payload bay doors, I'm not gonna lie. I just need a regular Starship. Can we get a regular Starship with those, please? Payload bay door, shuttle derived. That's right. But look over here. Look at that lunar Starship. That lunar Starship could have all kinds of stuff, dude. You could land an apartment block. You could build an apartment block in there and go. Throwing a robotic arm for cargo starships. How are they going to make the doors handle the stress of being open like that? Gravity being parallel with the axis of the door makes it really easy to open. Shuttle payload bay is a good example of this, Scully. The shuttle payload bay needed equipment if you wanted to open the payload bay when the shuttle was horizontal. It needed equipment to open it up. If the shuttle was in the vertical configuration, it did not need equipment to open it up. You could open it like a regular door. That's why door hinges go up and down and not left to right. We ain't going through no doggy doors here, man. They needed support when vertical. Okay. On Earth, You know, your theory seems sound, but your weak link is this is not Earth. Yeah, these type of doors will probably need some like bracing on the outside, like the brackets on the shuttle. You're not wrong. When they're integrating payload down here, up there, just open them. You'll be fine. It's 1/6 the gravity, dude. We're good. It's also stainless. Yep. And once again, goalie, yeah, I mean, it might be integral. It mutters, yeah, it's stainless, and dude, it might be integral. Dude, 100 tons down to the surface. You could make this door out of like 1/2-inch plate steel and still have enough mass to move a rover down to the surface. Seriously, it could be plate stock. Like that dude, that could be, they could put stringers up and down this thing for days. Mass? What mass? What are you talking about? 100 tons down to the surface. The doors could be made out of lead. You'd be fine. Weren't the brackets there to keep them aligned to the integration room doors? So how the brackets work, Aqualex, is the RSS, the rotating service structure, has doors that open inward. Okay? So when the RSS moved into position, the doors latch onto those brackets. And now you're not gonna like you're walking into St. Peter's Basilica, like open this freaking like 10-story tall door, right? You're not gonna do that, even though you probably could. Like those doors still work, and they're huge. I've seen them, but that's another story. The RSS doors opening in latch to the shuttle doors, and they open the shuttle doors out. The shuttle doors actually open up into the RSS. Here, I'll show you, because I have a picture. Boop, 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 boop. No, I wish. So down there, they needed this is in the orbiter processing facility. They needed a gantry to open them correctly. But in the vertical configuration, it's around here somewhere. There it is in the OPF again. I have the picture, I swear, it's here. Nice. Ew. Nice. There's those brackets that I'm talking about. See them? Those are the brackets for the RSS. The rotating service Oh, Chandra. Hello. You can't see the doors in this, but that's inside of the rotating service structure. I just wanted an excuse to look through my shuttle photo album, all right? I don't care. I don't care what you think. Oh, there it is. Oh, hey, baby. That was the Chandra X-ray Observatory. It also lets you operate the door safely without providing power to the orbiter. Precisely. Yep. The ship on the left seems to be leaning. I don't know if that's perspective, dude, but yeah, it definitely does look like that. When you zoom in, it looks like it's crooked, but when you zoom out, it looks like it's straight. I really just want to know what these are about. So these are, see these little nacelles that are up here, guys? Those are the landing engines. Starship is not going to land on its Raptor engines. The Raptors would kick up too much dust. It's going to land with these guys up here. I'm kind of interested as to what those are. We have not really seen anything about them ever. It's possible, Aquilux, yeah. But SpaceX has been putting out renders like this for some time. But you might be right. And you know what? You know what the giveaway for that would be, if anything? What rover is that exactly? Yeah, I know that NASA has a concept for a rover like this. Yeah, the 6 sets of 2 wheels. I know they have a concept. The wheels don't look like the Lunokhod rover. They look like wheels. Angled outward like the Dracos on Dragon? That's correct. They're kind of pointed out like this, yeah. I'm really wondering what engines those are. Like, I think that's what's in the mystery tent. But I don't know for sure, see? Wasn't that thing an 8 set of 2? Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Think they have a backup plan by chilling the Raptors just in case? Probably as an abort contingency, Erudite. I would have my Raptors primed during the entire descent. Have them primed. Don't purge out the system. Have them primed just in case something goes wrong. You can shoot right back up into orbit. They did say in the article that they tested Raptor lunar landing burn in connection to the old video. That's right, Mirbon. Yeah, they did. I'm a doubter on the theory that SpaceX will do Artemis 3 without SLS. Yeah, I'm not sure how much validity there is to that. I think Elon, what Elon meant when they said they'll do the lunar mission themselves is that they will do a lunar mission with crew-rated Starship. If you look at the top right of the monitor, you can see the outer engine layout. Yeah. That picture of the dude on the console. Yeah, Oculus. I was going to say, I don't think so, bud. Wait, what part of the... Oh, I see it out there. Yeah, this is what Jack was telling me. 5 sets of 4. Wait, no. 4? There's 4 sets of 4 and 2 sets of 5. That's what Jack was saying. Okay. The reason why they went with this configuration most likely is because the elevator is right there, and then the No, there's no transfer tubes in this line. Or in this design. Probably the elevator, and then probably the raceway. The raceway has to be
Go at throttle up.
internal. Wouldn't they use Dracos for HLS or develop a smaller Methalox engines for that? Dracos are about this big, Bill. They don't make enough thrust, dude. No way. You'd need thousands of them. Thousands. And they don't use hypergulls. They use a different propellant. Well, actually, dude, I don't even know. To be 100% honest with you, man, for all I know, this could be a hypergallic system. I highly doubt that it is because SpaceX, but the point that I'm trying to illustrate is we have no idea what the hell those are. People have been speculating that it's a hot gas derived thruster. So gaseous methane, gaseous oxygen. It's a gas thruster system. How big was the Kestrel engine? About this big. Super Dracos? Could be. The nozzle, the slits on the outside of the Starship, though, suggest that it's a single nozzle design, not double nozzle like the Super Dracos. Super Dracos come with 2 nozzles at a package deal. Super Dracos were developed for propulsive landing. It's possible, dude. Yeah, we don't know. In fact, fellas, like, okay, so where my mind is going is that, okay, Starship needs to have the Delta V to be able to get from low or from like medium Earth orbit out to the moon, down to the surface and back. Right? Now, the reason why I'm thinking that way is because that could be, if it's a hypergol system using dragon-derived stuff, you're going to need to refill it, and you're going to need to refill it on orbit. Refilling hypergols on orbit has been done. We've been doing it on the ISS for a long time. The Russians have been doing it with Progress and Zvezda. It's been done for a long time. Totally possible. But that would make it so Starship has to at least come back into medium Earth orbit so the tankers could get at it. So an HLS needs to be able to come back. That one has them in sets of 3. Yeah. Strange. How many different vehicles does Starship HLS derive from? At least 350. If they cancel Artemis 2, what would be the effect that would have on SpaceX? SpaceX is going to the moon with this either way, Wraith. They've been paid out to the tune of $2.7 billion. They've met most milestones that NASA guaranteed funding for. It's gonna happen. Change it out on orbit. So, Aqualux, the reason why I'm kind of like,
Discovery,
dude,
go and
just
throttle up.
work with me here, okay? The reason why I'm kind of like, about this is because, all right, those interior pictures. Nah, I was gonna say there definitely is like a guard that they're like a raceway here going up to the top, right? There definitely is something over there, but we're above the hypergol. If there were a hypergolic system, we'd be way above it, so that doesn't matter. Never mind. Forget I said anything. I was gonna say there's clearly an internal raceway to connect those down to the umbilicals, but also the umbilical that we saw in their render of 2 starships docking together was complicated. There was a lot of stuff in that. There could be there's obviously a pneumatic system, right? But you know, it's not just fill ports, it's fill and drain ports. You need in and out so you can do the whole tank refueling thing. So you'd need 2 nitrogen, right? 2 LOX, 2 methane, right? What else? There's way more than 6. I'm thinking methylox just because Elon is Elon. He wants something that can refuel anywhere. Bingo. But for a specifically designed lunar lander ship, Bill, maybe not. Maybe not. I feel like we would have heard about a new engine if we're a clean sheet design. Rocket companies love showing off brand new engines. I wonder if SpaceX has their own lunar EVA suit in development. The EVA suit from Polaris Dawn certainly seemed like it. What do you got over here for me, YouTube? Somebody in chat said a while back that they have changed to using Raptors for landing. What are those other engines then, one man? Does hand-flying HLS to land Neil Armstrong style seem impossible, given the kind of ship it is? I wouldn't rule it out, Dabbledod, but knowing SpaceX, it's probably mostly going to be automated. And with relative navigation, the computer can do a Neil Armstrong for you. That's what relative navigation is. Relative navigation basically works on the exact same logic premise of somebody flying a spaceship. Look out the window. What do you see? Again at McGregor? Jeez. Look out the window. What do you see? Is there a rock in the way? Yes, there's a rock in the way. How about we don't land on that? That's what relative nav does. It's quite actually a camera pointed down. That's just like, okay, we're gonna, yep, no, we don't want to land there. But you got to train the camera to what to look for. Hello. Yeah, maybe, dude. It could be anything. I mean, that would be a little bit of complex on-orbit operation, but yeah. I'm not sure which test stand that is. The cow still makes better rocket engine noises than EJ. It's the I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. Merlin sea level. What will be the first crew-rated ship, HLS or Polaris 3? You don't need crew rating for the lander. Landers aren't crew-rated. Meaning they're not crew-rated for ascent. That's what I mean when I say crew-rated. Is the smoke water, essentially? It's not essentially, it is. Well, who speak? Yeah, so if it's a Merlin engine, it's kerosene and liquid oxygen. So you're going to get some soot from the leftover combustion byproducts of burning hydrocarbons. Think like a diesel truck. You see a diesel truck going down the road, it shoots black smoke out for a second, or the people that have extremely small PP that roll coal and shoot black smoke out at people. This very small PP behavior. That. But what they do is they spray water into the flame bucket, right? And the water dissipates all the heat. It gets rid of all the heat, and it dampens the sound. And dampens the sound because it gets wet. No, water is great at absorbing sound and heat. So it's there to make sure that the thing that they're firing the rocket engine into doesn't melt, right? But you also don't want to just keep firing into the ground because the ground will eventually become a hole if you don't. So you need some type of deflector. But you need a deflector that shoots water in it so the flame still gets deflected, but it also dissipates the heat and the sound. That's what a flame bucket is. That's the difference between a flame bucket and a flame diverter. A diverter has no water on it. It's just straight diverter. But yeah, it's mostly steam, but it's steam mixed with sooty carbon combustion byproducts. Also, don't roll coal. That's ruining your diesel engine, by the way. Dan, it is. It's so bad. That's so bad for it. Like that's ruining your diesel engine. And your injector pump will thank me later. Just saying. Tune your diesel properly. If a diesel engine is tuned properly, there should be no smoke coming out. Smoke coming out of the exhaust is generally bad. It doesn't matter what color it is. It's generally not a good thing. Like black smoke, probably bad. White smoke, probably bad. Blue smoke, extremely bad. Smoke coming out of the exhaust, bad. Steam coming out of the exhaust, that's okay. That's fine. If it's cold. Like, hot take, smoke is bad. Yeah, I know. It's so strange, right? Like, 3 out of 10 wouldn't breathe rocket exhaust. Yeah, no. These are running backwards. Very bad. Yeah, right. White smoke, new pump. Blue smoke is best smoke. No, it's not. That means something's broken. Oh, wait a minute. Noogles. Come on, Noogles. Fire coming out of the exhaust. Get out of your car. Your car's on fire. That's the bong right there. Blue Origin, New Glen. Poised on the pad at Launch Complex 36, LC-36 for short here. Looking for a hot fire or a static fire. Orange smoke. Max Verstappen signs with Mercedes. I don't think that's gonna happen. Next, are ion thrusters good for a shuttle? That starts from a moon electromagnetic mass driver. We need to generate more power, Captain Kirby, if we're gonna sorry. Kirby would need to generate way more power if we were gonna do that. You could do a mass driver on the moon, sure. No atmosphere in the way. Much easier. But you need a lot of power. But they did say that Starship, in this latest update, that Starship could move nuclear reactors around. So SpaceX is pining for that nuclear certification, which, I'm good with that. You should do that. That would be really good. You should do that. Please do that. Dude, even an RTG, like attached to the side of a depot starship for their onboard power system, so they can mitigate boil off. Holy balls, that would be a game changer. Like, game changer. Last, if you don't mind. I kind of mind because it's you, Sea Kraken. Is there an estimated T0? I was here in the next 10 minutes. I'm just kidding, Sea Kraken. Will MSC happen tonight since we missed it yesterday, unless there's a VOD and you didn't see it? No. Nuh-uh. We'll make it up next week, dude. This week has not been good for your boy. I'm very much putting on a brave face right now. I have not had a good week. No, I do not want to talk about it. Dude, it's that, like, it's bad. But your boy is dealing with it. I haven't had a good week. And on top of other stupid things that are happening, my dog, Titan, was in the hospital yesterday. It's part of the reason why I didn't stream. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's back at the house. He needed to get his shots for heartworms. I've been having a week, bro. I'm telling you, it's bad. This is like accountant bad or motherboard exploding bad. Like, just an awful... Dude, even now, it takes a lot for me to not stream. Like, I want to be here. It takes a lot for me to go like, nah, I'm good. You know? This week is shuttled to... Wait. I just want Nervous Starship. Yeah, me too, man. Thanks, Space Ghost. Life aggro is what I'm going through right now. Actually, J. Velbrimo has been one of the things that's keeping me sane, to be 100% honest. Hope everybody's okay. Digital, nobody died.
This is Space. I'm in space.
Nobody died. We're good. Nobody's died. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Hey, Max, what's up? Just creating a shuttle concept right now. Did one for youth research competition and won, but the stuff was unstable. Didn't have enough cargo and wasn't even aerodynamic. Yeah. You too. What is happening in the simulation? I don't know, man. Is it a worse week than the Kia week? The Kia week. Kia week? You had half of one of your kidneys removed 2 weeks ago. Nice. I see you're having a good time as well, Cannon. All right. Excellent. Captain Kirby's concept? Shuttle derived. Will you wear a space shuttle costume on Flame Trench tomorrow? No. Yeah, Bill, I'm with you. Repost, how much of a frick up would it be if this static fire turned into I'm not even... No. Flykin, don't even, dude. No bad juju. Don't do that. Don't even talk about it. Don't even, like... It's like when you're launching the S. Don't say the S word. Don't say it. Like, just don't. It's a bad omen. Dude, I'm a Red Sox fan. All right, I'm superstitious as hell. EJ's week so far, shuttle derived. Now shuttle derived. Yeah, no, I've had some... Hey, Rocket Nerd James, what's up, man? I've had some really... Yeah, guys, it's so bad I don't even want to talk about it. Like, I'm thinking about it now and I don't want to think about it anymore. So let's just talk about Newglands. This ain't space camp. Yeah, no thermal curtain failure, that's right. I'm regular stitious. I don't have a cape. Yeah, no, I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious, you know. So you're saying you don't want Blue Origin to be passionate? No, that's... No, we don't. Bong, no signal. Oh, they were using mage wells. Cool. Reminds me of an old Space Camp movie that accidentally launched kids on the shuttle. Thermal curtain failure, man. What is Escapade supposed to do at Mars? I don't remember off the top of my head. Give me the night to figure it out, 1000, and I'll tell you tomorrow. NSF just went live with their own dedicated stream for New Glenn Static Fire. All right. Here we go, John. All right. Wait, is that a drone shot? How did NSF get a damn... You know what? I don't throw it past Dallas anymore. Of course they have a drone shot. Why wouldn't they? Oh, it's Jerry's. Yeah, outdoorsman. It's Jerry. Yeah, that's Jerry Pike's drone. All right. Yeah, that makes more sense. There's some weird tests of an unknown engine at McGregor a few years ago that NSF... Oh. They adjusted the exposure on that camera. When does DOS get a Cygnus? I would not know what DOS would do if somebody gifted him a Cygnus capsule, but I'm sure it would be cool, whatever it ends up being. I'm way out of the loop on this one. What is New Glenn? New Glenn is Blue Origin's heavy-duty reusable launch vehicle. 40 tons to low Earth orbit.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
Terminal gifted sub to no good. So we got 40 tons to low Earth orbit, 7-meter fairing, 7-meter stage diameter. It's big. That is a big rocket, dude. It's almost as tall as the Saturn V. She's a big rocket. So Falcon Heavy. Falcon Heavy would be its competitor, but Blue has it beat on fairing size. That fairing is gigantic, dude. 7-meter. Dude, here, look. I'll show you. They posted pictures of this thing rolling out. It is not small. Here's a picture of them the 2 days ago when they moved it out to the pad. This was pad rollout. So I know you're looking at it and you're like, okay, how can I tell how big it is? Look at the dude at the front of the transporter erector over there, far right. See the dude standing over there? That's how big this thing is. It is a monster. It is a huge freaking rocket. Yeah, there's also people just chilling down here and stuff. But none of these folks down here convey scale as much as that dude. That dude conveys the scale, Mutter, I think, pretty well. You got to scale from the scissor lift. Yeah, see the scissor lift right there, or the golf carts? This thing is no joke, man. It is a monster of a vehicle. And they're going to do a static fire today. Or tonight. It should be happening soon. Did you have a Ship 36 bad week? Yes. But nobody died, so I'm good. I'm all right. Nobody died. We're fine. Yeah, everything is fine. Boat. Air Force One caught a picture of the Northern Lights from Alaska. Cool. Why is the boat ghostly? Long distance exposure would be my guess. Is that one of the gambling boats? Maybe. I don't remember. Don't remember. Ghosts! 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 Period question mark. A Luigi board? Can you static fire a Luigi board? Last off topic. Oh, you posting memes in here again? Oh, okay. Me and a buddy want to design a spacecraft for deep space operations, but we only have a couple of selections to what we want to do. Do you have any resources that could guide us to the design architecture? Design so we don't make critical decisions. The architecture to design so we don't make critical decisions too quickly. Oh, see, Kraken, if I was doing that, I would go raid NASA technical reports. That's what I would do. Go raid NTRS and find PDFs about like New Horizons or Kepler or K2 or something like that. Any deep space probe, Voyager 1, Voyager 2, and figure it out from there. That's where I'd start looking. What parts of Nuglin are shuttle derived? The second stage uses spray-on foam insulation. They painted it white. Is that a steamboat? No. So, Zombie, that's a gambling ship, if I'm remembering right. So it's a ship that basically sails out to international waters, and it's got a casino on it. And when you're in international waters, you're in international waters. Whatever happens, happens. I'm pretty sure that's what that ship is. That's why it's sailing at night. It's like a night cruise gambling casino ship. And Jerry's drone shot is magnificent. Yeah, all it's got to do is go. What is it? What is the international waters, guys? It's not that far that way. I think what is it? 18 miles. It's not that far. 20 miles, 50 miles, 20. Yeah, it's 20 miles. Yeah. Yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing, dude. Humanity gains nothing in international waters. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you're not wrong. Maybe 50 kilometers or something, flanking, but we don't use that. We don't use those units of measurement. What the hell is a kilometer? Is there any common everyday stuff that is actually shuttle derived? Yes, there is. Firefighters have oxygen tanks on their back. They're composite overwrap pressure vessels. Guess what program invented those? Shuttle program. You're welcome. Yeah, I know about the Pueblo. Yeah, the ship that was, totally not a spying ship. Kelly Joe, happy Halloween. Yeah, they were trying to figure out a way to shave mass off of the pressure vessels for the onboard systems for the shuttle. Shuttle was the first one to use COPVs because, yeah, that's where the idea came from. No, it was collecting water samples for science. Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Was the shuttle among one of the first to have a glass cockpit? They retrofitted the space shuttles with glass cockpits in the early 2000s. Whether that was one of the first things to, I don't think it was the first. What's a good age to start your own YouTube and Twitch science channel? I mean, Kirby, this is anecdotal, but I started when I was 24. Satellite TV. The other answer I was going to say for anything shuttle derived was jobs programs, but I don't think that's a pretty crappy joke. The real answer was NASA spaceflight. Maybe as soon as possible to get experience. I don't know how that actually all works when you're under 18, Kirby, to be honest with you. I will say this, dude. Do research now. If you're under 18 and you want to get into content creation, just do your research. Figure out what type of content you want to make. Watch a lot of YouTube videos. That's pretty easy for me. Like, I watch other content creators, dude. I watch, like spaceflight content creators. I watch Joe Barnard and Zach, CSI Starbase. I watch Tim. I watch NSF. I watch everything, dude. amongst a gigantic plethora of automobile stuff. That's how I learned so much about working on the cars. And dude, I'm no mechanic, but I know how to work on cars. Watch it, you know, you figure out the type of content that you want to make. I would advise you that if you're under 18, to enjoy your damn childhood. Go outside. Well, you don't have any obligations. Go touch grass, dude. And figure out, you know, while you're doing that, figure out what type of content you want to make. You know? Do you watch Scott? Absolutely. I watch everyone, DJ. Dude, my brain is an information vacuum. In order to keep this thing from going insane, I need to learn things. This is it is an obsessive compulsive thing that I need to do at this point.
Discovery,
If I'm
go and
not
throttle up.
learning something new or finding a way to make a better version of me all the freaking time, 24/7, 365, I will go insane. I can't sit there and do nothing. It pisses me off sitting there and doing nothing. Dude, even nowadays, it's gotten that way with sports. I can't, like, I love watching sports. I love football. I love baseball. I like Formula One. I like all this. Dude, I'd love to sit there watching Formula One race. Frick that. Frick that. Go and learn something. Frick that. How many kilowatt hours does your brain use? Dude, I don't even want to know, Russ. Like, let's put a multimeter back here and we'll figure it out, dude. It's probably going in over. Dude, my brain goes in overdrive all the time, man. You know, I'd much rather be learning about, like, Ackermann suspension geometry or something, or stage combustion cycles. Like, that's how my brain works. I need to learn. I need to keep going. The gears need to keep moving. If the gears stop moving, the machine rusts. And when the machine rusts, that's not good. You watch everyone. Am I going to need the blackout curtains? No. Don't worry about that. I'm Electric Eye. I am perpetual. My circuit's clean. Wait, no, I said it wrong. My circuit's clean. I am perpetual. I keep the country clean. I'm electric spy. All right. So you're saying you're a car. Maybe. You're lucky to be able to recall all you learn. That's what I mean, Willie. I don't, like, once it's there, it's there. It doesn't go anywhere. Like, I think I was dropped on my head too much as a child. And I think, you know, like, whatever happened in the opposite direction. See, last, it took too long. EJ works for the NSA. John had an 81-month resub. I didn't see what you said, Lumprod. Sorry, pal. Or O-Force. Or it was O-Force. Okay, sorry. I thought it was Lumprod. Sorry. I put a great size comparison between the Newegg, Lenny, and the Lem in general. Cool. Guys, I got to keep going. Like, I got to keep learning. You got to keep moving. Flask, 19-month resub.
Go and throttle up.
That's just how I am, man. I don't know why. When KRPC then? Don't worry. We'll open up that can of worms someday. But Graham, keep in mind, if that's how you are, you do need to tell yourself that sometimes you need to just go and do normie things. It helps keep the machine keeps got it rolling, but just because it stops for a second doesn't mean it's going to rust. You know what I mean? Take a day sometimes and just go do nothing. It helps. Fluffy, I don't see. Oh, yeah. Chris B is hosting an NSF stream. I may have brought up the shuttle and he's on a tangent. Nice. Nice. Got to balance the TISM with touch grass. Can confirm. Dude, that's how it's got to be, Deadbringer. Like, I learned that touching grass does help, NSF. Touching grass does help, but I don't do it a lot. It, like, maybe once a week. Once a week I go do normie. Well, during the weekends. On Saturday I usually clean my stupid house because that's home ownership, dude. You got to take care of your damn house, and it usually need to work like the entire day. And then Sunday I do normie things. Can one balance the tisms? Have you ever heard of Darth Aegeus the Wise? He was able to balance the tisms. The doctors would not have told you about this skill. Ironic. No, they probably will, actually, but, you know. Oh, that's cool, John. Good to know. And just when I thought the whole stranded astronaut stuff couldn't get any worse. Oh, boy, a tweet from Eric Berger. All right, what do we got? Eric Berger has a solicitation for chatting with somebody, and one of their talking points for chatting with this person is that Blue Origin stranded 2 astronauts on the International Space Station for multiple months due to issues with its vehicle. Oh. Yeah. Okay. That was a solicitation to talk with somebody. That wasn't Eric Berger that said that. That was somebody saying, "Hey, talk to me, Eric Berger. I know about space. Yeah, I know about space because I want to talk about how Blue stranded somebody." And he's like, "Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that." Why no countdown clock? We don't know when they're going to do a static fire, dudes. Yeah. TGM, well, it's beneficial. This seems like a small mission. Escapade has a small budget and was intended as a secondary payload on Psyche. The satellites are so small they take up 1% of Blue's fairings. Yep. Maybe the static fire was the friends we made along the way. That's right. Now, just remember, dudes, this cast is from my buddies over at NSF. They have a much more professional stream version of this going than me, just making Judas Priest references all day. Go and consider going over there and checking out their coverage, dude. And if you want like live views from the Space Coast and stuff, NSF is pretty good at that. They have live cameras on the Space Coast at Boca Chica and at McGregor, where SpaceX tests their engines. There's all kinds of good stuff on there. Chris B is hosting tonight. Now, I don't restream that, dude. I don't restream streams. If you want to go see Chris B, go over there and support him. Once again, their cast is probably a little more professional than mine. Not sure if you saw my last, but me and my grandfather stopped working. Something has never stopped working. Unfortunately, it hurts us in the long term. What sort of things have you integrated into your streams from those inspirational sources, like Zach's deep dives? Zach, yeah, Orange, a good question. I never try to. If Zach says something, I never try to pawn off information given in one of his videos as my own. I never do that. If something is something that I thought of, I will let you know. If it's something that Zach thought of, I'll refer you to the video. Because I do believe in citing sources, because I inadvertently kind of am doing a journalism thing here. So, if anything, I use it to be like, yo, go check out his channel. He has some good information regarding the subject matter, if pertinent subject matter comes up. You're good at giving credit where credit is due. Always. Always. If you plagiarize somebody, it's the internet, man. Someone's going to find out. Someone will put it together. And someone will call you out on it because it's the internet. I'm very careful to never, ever, ever do that. And if someone calls you out on it, it could ruin your career if you do it. I don't do it. Intuitive Machines received an $8.2 million contract extension from the Air Force Research Laboratory to develop compact nuclear power systems for spacecraft and lunar infrastructure. We're going to build a city on the moon, dude. It's going to be awesome. In a Jersey accent, hey, cite your damn sources, pal. Cite them. You don't cite them, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Like that, outdoorsman? What on earth ever happened to Blue Origin's New Armstrong rocket? Was that supposed to be a Starship competitor? New Armstrong comes later. Hey, Paul. What's going on? Welcome back. Thanks, man. I'm sure you know, bro. I've had a pretty terrible week. It's not been great. Nobody died, though. We're good. No casualties. So I got that going for me, which is nice. But I've had a pretty bad week. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. This week sucked so bad. I meant more like presentation style or generally thinking it deep dives or something like that. I always enjoy you presenting longer documents on here and providing context and more. Dude, any deep dive that I do isn't necessarily inspired from another content creator. Maybe the topic of discussion. So like if Zach does a video on GSE, then I'll want to talk about launch pads. Right? I try to build off the deep dive, not just copy it or, you know, parrot somebody's words. But it's more about topic of discussion, Orange. If I'm doing a deep dive, it's usually a deep dive that I want to do. And if not, I will explicitly state it. Because once again, dude, I'm just, you know, in content creation, you got to find your own style. You always seem to give credit every time without question, Moon. But in content creation, it's important to find your own style. Don't copy somebody else. Don't do that. I don't copy anyone. Nobody. I have my own style. It is my own way of streaming, and it usually involves dumb movie quotes every time, like every 5 minutes. Right? No, seriously. There's your own, you have to find your own way of doing things. Do not ride on somebody else's coattails. That's bad. Trade on your name, nobody else's. Yeah, 619, it'll pass. Yeah. I hope so, man. Yeah, so thank you for the transparency. Just trying to learn how you roll. Most of the content and deep dives and stuff that I do is usually either pertinent to subject matter, or if another content creator did a video, it would be pertinent to subject matter. So like Tim Dodd with his tours of Starbase and stuff, I'll take the information presented from Elon and we'll talk about that information, but I won't show his video. I asked him if I could show clips, and he didn't want to do that. I'm friends with Tim. Tim's a good buddy of mine. And he didn't want to do that, and I'm like, dude, totally cool. I totally get it. Most people say yes, but he was like, nah, don't do that. And I was like, all good, bro. No problem. I know you have a stream plan, but every day I check my Twitch and you aren't online. If you're not online, I close it. Okay. Last off topic. Still curious what the car that broke on the highway. Was the car that broke on the highway not a Kia? No, it was a Fusion. I don't drive a Kia. Why the hell would I drive a Kia? Do I look like the kind of person that would drive a Korean car around? And there's nothing against Korean cars. Look at me. Look at me! Yes, a lot of you have severely misjudged my character. I am the captain now. You look like you listen to pop. Thanks. You drive a Moon Rover, that's right. A Daewoo? What? No. Did you see Sean Duffy trying to dunk on Kim Kardashian? Yes. And Ari, that whole tweet just corroborates something that I've been thinking about. Sean Duffy means well. He seems to mean well. And I will say that him opening up the HLS contract prompted this update from SpaceX, which is actually super cool. Do appreciate that. However, it seems like he has good intentions, but you have no idea what you're doing. Once again, him tweeting a clip of Kim Kardashian saying, I don't believe we've gone to the moon, is so ridiculously tone deaf at this point in time. That only corroborates that, yeah, you don't know what you're doing. You have no idea what you're talking about, dude. Like, even him saying, like, of course we went to the moon. Kim Kardashian, why would you think this? Of course we went to the moon 6 times. Like, dude, that's not, no. Now is not the time to try to be that cool, quirky administrator. You're trying to kill NASA right now. How tone deaf are you? Do you have any idea? You have any idea what you're doing? Like, straight up, I think these are pertinent questions. No offense to the Kardashians, still relevant. Like, dude, who? Yeah, exactly. Who the hell's, like, what are you doing? It's not 2013. Stop this. This quirky behavior. Stop. We're in a space race, you dope. Stop it. There's no time for this quirky, cool millennial stuff. Stop. Just stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that and focus on the freaking moon race. All right? Head it in the freaking game, bro. Stop. And I'm saying that as a freaking millennial that's basically in the mean age of freaking millennials. Like, I'm the middle. I am the middle of that crap. All right? Stop it. Stop that. Stop doing that. It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? Where are your parents? Filthy Frank. Cite your sources. Stop it. Get some help. Dude, like, time to stop doing that. What are you doing? Stop it. Anyway. I can see the hate in your eyes. Like, bro, you don't know what you don't know what you're doing. Stop it. Sorry, just, brother, just stop. You're in a space race. Take it seriously. Stop. It now is not the time for the, hey, how do you do, fellow kids? I can do. Stop it. Stop it, bro. Stop. Yeah. Oh, look, we got a message. Might be important. What is this, Mother? I don't think this is necessarily space news. We're waiting for the Nuglin's static fire. This Toyota concept looks sort of homemade because you're actually supposed to finish it yourself. Is Toyota releasing a kit truck? No. Oh. I like that. I like that. So, kit trucks, guys. If you release a knockdown kit for your car instead of releasing the whole car, you could basically bypass a ton of safety regulations and sell cars for cheap. But you have to advertise it as a kit car, and you have to send it out uncompleted. Now, it's the government, so that's a huge gray area. You could just put a tire on. Oh, it doesn't come with wheels. Put tires on. There you go, kit car. Like, if Toyota released a kit pickup truck, that would be really, really hard to not want. And I'm saying that as somebody that loves Ford pickup trucks. Most Fords don't come fully complete. Yeah. No seatbelt car. Yeah, it's got a seatbelt. It's got a lap belt, from what I can tell, Kim. Now, I'll be honest with you. You'd be out of your frigging mind to drive that around in Massachusetts. You would get killed if you tried to drive that on the highway. It would not end well for you. But as something like that you can tool around with, like around if you live in the city or something, not bad. The Fabmobile. It really, dude, it really is. Why do you guys suck at driving? I don't suck at driving. I don't suck at driving. I'm pretty damn good at it. Look at the crucible of failure that I had to learn how to drive in, dude. I'd drive in anything. Mutter, that's super cool, though, man. Neat. I kind of hope they don't, actually. Wouldn't want them stealing that one guy's thunder. The one that wants to manufacture Kit K trucks here in the U.S. Oh, yeah, Andy DiDeRossi. Yeah. Yeah, it might be, dude. Come on, even that would be stronger than any Ford. The truck would be fine, Tigors. I don't know about you. I'd rather, my rule of thumb driving around here is that I really would prefer to have more car between me and anyone else driving on the road, or truck, for that matter. Is that vehicle fit for highway travel? Yeah, it's fine. There's a LeBaron. It's good to go. Dre drives nice and slow and use my hand. I don't use hand signals. I know how to, though. I want to see one of those pulling a Raptor around. Sawyer took over from Chris B. He's sleepy. Yep. That's my boy doing his thing. Launch one of those to the moon. You can make a Kerbal version of it, Akimi, if you want. You make a Kerbal version. Guys, I might refer everybody over to the NSF stuff for the static fire dudes. I'm just trying to take it easy for the rest of the week. If you don't, well, not if you don't mind. I need to take it easy for the rest of the week. I'm going to be very clear. That was a fun space news. Hodl. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, Cirrus. Should I stay or should I go somewhere else? Your article. I seen a Hot Wheels 69 Charger Coronet, Dodge Coronet Super B. It's only a two-door though. Yeah. Yeah, Cirrus, I think I'll just leave it up to the ever competent, capable hands of Sawyer. Yeah, I'll just go watch NSF if you want to see more coverage. I'll link up Space Coast Live or the mainstream here. I'll link up SCL in the meantime. That was a fun, the cohort of co-hosts. That's right. That was a fun stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the Starship breakdown. Yeah. I'm just kind of taking it easy. I tried to go hard this week and it didn't work. Real life is just being a pain in the butt. So space is fantastic. We love space, LD. Oh, we celebrate the entire catalog here. So I hope you guys have a good night. Yeah, once again, NSF will keep going with the coverage of Blue Origin New Glenn potential static fire here in a second. I am signed up for the Flame Trench tomorrow. I'll try to be here around noon, fellas, but just plan for Flame Trench, okay? Yeah. If I'm feeling it, I'll be here for noon. At the very least, we'll be here for Flame Trench, okay? What the hell is the Subaru at the beginning? I don't know. I've seen that thing, dude. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's very strange. Hope the crappy week gets better. Yeah, Ruinous, we're on the up and up, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to go hang out with Titan. I'll see you guys later. Actually, probably go check on him, but yeah, I'll see you guys later and we'll go from there. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Once again, at the very least, for Flame Trench, I might be on earlier. We'll see what happens. You had shenanigans planned for racing tomorrow. Yeah, and I had plans to not have a terrible week, Dink. Weird how that works. Like, it's weird how that happens. Didn't really plan on hitting rock bottom yesterday, but oh, here we are. So we'll play it by ear, dude, okay?
Discovery, go
See
and
how it
throttle
all
up.
goes. Martin, hey, 15-month resub. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night, okay?